We have a $2 donation from Sierra Death. Says, "Hey Boomer, I'd wish you luck, but you don't need it." Okay, we are ready. Here's Jack 2 with Boomer.
Hey yo, what's up? What's poppin', gamers? Today I'm going to be showing you Jack 2 All Missions on the PlayStation 3. And yeah, it plays a little bit different than the PS2 version. It's ever so slightly. But yeah, the run's going to start in 3, 2, 1. Hold on. We need to button the timer. And now. Alright, first question to the audience. Do you remember how to jump? No, alright, nope. Well, neither do I. But yeah, like, every run starts off with escape. And yeah, this is like the most seen mission in all runs ever. Oh, nice. Got a little sideways roll, whatever that was. And need a little damage boost up here. Alright, so here comes the first trick in the run, which is a boosted. I messed that up actually. What I tried to do there is to punch as I am falling off of the ledge. And that allows me to gain some extra distance. Why exactly that works, I do not know, but it just works. There you go, that's what it was supposed to look like. And I'm going over the left side of this little computer. I make the next room load. And that allows us to progress further. So we're just supposed to like escape this level here. Yeah, Errol's my boy as well. Alright. And here we're gonna abuse the slide animation, or like the slide... Oh, what is it? Function?
Slide momentum.
Slide momentum to, yeah, gain a little bit, or to keep some of the momentum and use that to move a little bit forward onto the platform.
What we just saw, the weird little punch Boomer did, is a PS3 exclusive glitch called the punch glitch. It sometimes messes up your punch direction in random ways. And that's the reason why a lot of people dislike the PS3 version, since it's PS3 exclusive.
Yeah, it really sucks for runs actually, but the loads on this console are just so fast it kind of makes up for it again. So here's the first little skip we're doing. Interestingly, the way not 100%, all missions is defined, is that we aren't we don't need to get the starting triggers for certain missions. We only need to hit the end trigger. And although we had a mission on the map that told us to go to that sword-looking thing, we can just skip that because that only gives us like the starting mission or the starting trigger for this mission. Oh, interesting. Cancel like my roll jump. So we're just gonna go here instead, which is like the first mission. And in here, yeah, I gotta climb this tower, and we're supposed to get like a pole, flag pole. Actually, a flag of the resistance. Not too sure what we're supposed to do here.
The underground flag?
Oh yeah, the underground flag. And then we roll jump into that. And also, you're gonna be seeing a lot of restart warps in this game, because also this game was made by Naughty Dog, and apparently, like Uncharted and The Last of Us, they have sort of the same mechanic, or these games all have like the same mechanic in terms of restarting. Sometimes it puts you like further into the level, or even back to the very beginning, and in some cases that's very useful. So right here, we just got one of the most important things for the run, which is a zoomer. This is the vehicle that we're driving right now. It's a fast, small zoomer. We just call it the zoomer, although there are several vehicles that we can drive. This is what I consider a zoomer. And it's the fastest way of traveling around in-game. yeah, with what the player is given at the start. Later on, that's going to change up a little bit. We will be getting a secondary movement device, I like to call it, that allows us to go a little bit faster on foot. These vehicles, these zoomers, they spawn at random, but you can like manipulate them a little bit. So for instance, when you look away, or like when you look at a certain area and there's no zoomer, you can like turn the camera and then you can look back at it again, the area you were just looking at, and it will probably sometimes spawn a new zoomer in, which you can then take to go to the next mission. Unfortunately, I like to say unfortunately, all missions consist of a lot of driving until we get the mentioned device that I talked about just earlier. Because, yeah, it's the fastest way of traveling, especially early on in the game, so this is what we're going to be using.
You have time for a donation?
Yeah, let's go for it.
We have another $2 from Sierra Death, who says, I'm taking my words back. Best of luck, Boomer.
Thank you, Sierra. Appreciate it. Alright, so we're now going to exit the city and open up the valve for the slums. Apparently they haven't been getting any water as of late, and we're going to check why. So we're just going to go there and figure out what's, you know, what's the cause of that. Alright, yeah, I was a little bit slow. There you go. So instead of taking the like intended path, there are a couple of jumps you can do over here, and with a high jump you can like skip a whole bunch of the level, and that allows you to you know, go to the end trigger of the mission pretty fast. There you go, that's it already. Yeah, that's looking alright. Besides me missing a single roll jump, that was pretty good looking. So coming up next, as I mentioned earlier, we don't need to get the starting triggers for certain missions. All we need to do is hit the end triggers. And the next mission on the minimap, which is the sword, yeah, a guy named Torn gives us these missions. He's going to tell us to enter the fortress that we just escaped from. But yeah, instead of getting that, we're just going to restart warp into that very fortress, and then in there you're gonna see what's gonna happen. Yeah, like I said, like in Uncharted or in The Last of Us, this game also has a restart function. Allows you to continue from last checkpoint or restart level or whatever. And yeah, this is what we're gonna be making use of here as well.
Do you have time for a donation?
Yeah, sure.
We have $5 from Tiger Player, who says, shoutouts to my man, Mr. Boomy.
Mr.
The couch
Boomy.
people, the people behind, and all the wonderful, lovely chatterinos.
Aw.
Hope you all have a fantastic, happy Easter. Now wreck this run, Boomy.
Thank you, Tiger. Appreciate it. By the way, I don't think the people on the couch they have introduced themselves. So it's only me. I'm Boomer Streams, by the way. That's my Twitch name, my Twitter name. To my left, that's Easy Art. And to my right, that's the... who are you again?
I'm geschlossen.
Geschlossen. Infamous Geschlossen.
You know my name.
I know your name, don't worry. I was just joking around. Alright, so this area is a little bit tricky. You gotta like escape the fortress tank, security tank. You heard it in the cutscene that it was activated. I was gonna wait out this cutscene here real quick, because if you are mid-air and doing movement and stuff, and the cutscene of that thing starts, it's gonna like drop you down where you are, and you know.
Yeah, it cancels all your momentum.
Yeah, so it's really annoying. Something you don't want. That went pretty alright. One thing I was actually scared of, like before I got here, I made like a list of missions I want to practice, and the fortress mission was one of them. So I'm glad I got that. Alright, it's looking decent. So now...
Good job! The crate had a health pack inside.
Oh yeah, did you know that crates have health packs inside?
Who'll do the fighting?
No? Alright, now we know. So we just got the red security pass, and what the red security pass does, it allows us to enter new areas within the game, because the game is like structured by sectors. There's a red sector, green sector, yellow sector, and I think there's even like another one that I can't remember right now. Anyhow, we're gonna get a whole bunch of these security cards. Interestingly, in any percent, we don't need any of them because there's a way to skip all of them, basically. It's really neat. Alright, that was the fortress mission.
Oh, nice zoomer RNG.
Yeah, right there, there can spawn a zoomer. It really depends. But I did a boosted into that area, and by turning my camera there later, I think that what gets it to spawn. Not too sure, but that's my assumption. Anyhow, right here we're supposed to take a delivery or bring a delivery to someone. That's like. Oh yeah, by the way, PlayStation 3 is pretty broken. Sometimes when you skip cutscenes and stuff, that happens. Like it actually just keeps on talking. Alright, so but instead of like driving there as intended, we're just gonna get off the zoomer right here. Take this one and do a sweet little out of bounds. Requires a zoomer jump, which you do by pressing L1. No, hold on, what is it? R2? You need to switch the hover zone that you are currently in, and then you like need to jump and get off of the board. Not the board, the zoomer, it might be. And then here's the red barrier that was supposed to be there, and instead of, you know, look at the minimap, there was like a huge area we were supposed to go through, but nah, let's just go straight to the final trigger instead of driving all the way through the city. So that's a neat little trick you can do here.
As you might have seen by now, in Jack 2 and 3, it's really easy to go out of bounds.
Yep.
Especially when we get the hoverboard later.
Alright, driving into the cutscene trigger, the end trigger. And yeah, that's it. That's how we get there. So as a gift from the guy we just brought the delivery to, we're now able to use the so-called scatter gun, which almost acts like a shotgun.
We need to teach you how to use this baby.
Wait, hold on.
Scatter gun is a good short-range weapon with a wide field of fire. To fire the weapon, press the trigger.
Alright, I can do that. It's easy.
Good. Some kick, huh? It's not the fastest firing weapon in the world, though. You can put your weapon away or pull it out at any time. Try putting the weapon away.
So by pressing the D-pad, you can put weapons away and switch them even.
Good. You can find red ammo inside Crimson Guard crates. You want to try the scatter gun course?
And yeah, it's a basic introduction to weapons in this game. Let me see if I can get a... Alright. So anyhow, right here we're doing a quick gun course. We need to get the goal of 3,000. Once we reach that, we can like leave this area no problem. You can technically get like the high score if you really want to, but that's not necessary for any of the categories besides 100%. Yeah, this can be a little bit tricky. Alright, oh, on the dot, let's go. Let's go, that was nice. Yeah, to replenish the ammo, I'll just pick these crates up here real quick. And yeah, right there. You gotta make sure you get the zoomer as fast as you can, or until you have the jet board. No, before you have the jet board, before you get the jet board, you gotta make sure you use zoomers as often as you can, because they're just like the fastest way to go around within the city. And here, unfortunately, there's another long drive. Yeah, this is something that the game is actually kind of known for. The first title, the first installment of the series, which was Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy, it was all about platforming and, you know, jump and run type of thing. And with this game, it changed a little bit. They took a lot of inspiration from the GTA series, and I think it was GTA 3 that they, you know, I don't want to say ripped off a couple ideas, but, you know, they were heavily inspired by that game. So this is why they decided to take Jak 2 into that very direction. So in result of that, you have these cities and missions in place A and place B, and sometimes you just got to go from mission 1 to mission 2, and you know that's the game. But yeah, as I wanted to say, the game back then even got a bunch of flack for it, for just being different than its ancestor, predecessor, ancestor. I think ancestor is the right name.
First installment.
Yeah, the first installment.
Yeah, there's a lot of unnecessary driving that just makes the game longer in a casual playthrough, but you do nothing while driving. So we try to skip as much as possible.
Yep. And again, the restart warps are helping out a lot in certain spots, certain places. And also, death warps will be introduced a little bit later, where just simply dying in the city, within the city itself, saves you a little bit of driving, but more on that later. You may see on the left there, like in the HUD, that I have these weird-looking eggs, and yeah, those are precursor orbs. They're pretty known from the first title, but apparently they are a bit rare in this game. Like in the first game, you collect 2,000 of them to get the 100% achievement, or to 100% the game. But in this, it's a little bit different. The game only has 286, I believe. So yeah, there's a lot less. Around yeah, it's only a quarter of what we have. No, not even. It's like an eighth.
A bit over 10%, yeah.
Yes. Really interesting. So in this mission, we gotta help our boy Sig. The guy we're helping right now is named Sig, by the way. And right there, I'm taking up the, or I'm actually like going to the bridge and pull it down earlier than intended, I want to say. And that skips a little section where Sig tells us to, like, you know, pull down the bridge. Right here's a scripted section, basically. These, I don't even know what they're called. They're just gonna spawn and we just shoot them off with the platform that kills them instantly. Usually they take 2 hits using the blaster. At the start of the game, the blaster is not that effective, and only by punching and yeah, either punching or kicking and then shooting, you can combine a couple of hits, and that, you know, makes it a little bit more effective.
In this mission, we try to collect as many of these little yellow glowy thingies as possible, since we need 25 to unlock a power later, Dark Jack power.
Yeah, they're called Skull Gems, and it's only in the 100% category and in the yeah, all missions category. We collect some of them. Alright. Also, you gotta make sure that you're not getting too far ahead of them, else the mission can fail. Has happened to me several times before. It's a little bit unfortunate, but hey, what do you do? Yeah. This is like 17 minutes into the run, it's not that bad.
And since this is Jack 2, there are basically no checkpoints in any missions. So if you fail now, you have to do it all over again. And
exactly.
Lose like 4 minutes.
Yeah, this is like, yeah, roughly 3 minutes we've been, unquote, wasting on this mission already. So if I were to die now, then that'd be terrible. Yeah, this is another good example of how nice the gun can be if you shoot and kick, or kick and shoot.
Gotta thread the needle this time.
Alright, so another wave spawning. We just gotta kill them off as fast as we can. Or rather, wait until he's done charging his Peacemaker.
Yeah, and we don't want Sig to get hit, since if he gets hit, his charging delays and we lose a bit of time.
Yeah, he like has to like recharge what he already has charged.
Do you have time for a donation?
Yeah, let's go.
We have $5 from JMacL, who says, "Good luck on your speeding running."
Speeding running. It's the first time I've heard that. Hey, thank you, appreciate it. Oh, nice. 6 is a little bit low in health. I gotta watch out.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, as Geschlossen said, this is also something that a lot of people dislike about this game, that there are basically no checkpoints, very little checkpoints within the mission itself. And
It's really unforgiving, especially in later missions.
Say goodnight, baby.
Alright, so here's one of these restart warps that allows us to go back to the beginning a little bit faster. Instead of walking there, we can just restart warp back to the beginning. It's really nice. So sometimes you will see me go into first person real quick, and that is to load in like areas like a tiny bit faster. Yeah, it's actually not Jack that makes certain areas load. It's the camera itself, like the physical object, the camera in this game, that makes things load. At least I believe so, and that's what I've picked up from other people. That's what they've been telling me so far. And yeah, if you go into first person, then your camera view like changes obviously, and that can load in certain areas a little bit faster. And here we go. It's a little bit more driving. If you need more donations, by the way, just go for them right now. Now would be a great time.
Yes, we have $5 from Penny, who says, "Hello, Boomer and Izzy. Just noticed that you two are on here, and goddamn, it made me so happy. I really need to check out your stream more often again. Good luck with the run."
Thank you, Penny. Appreciate it. Oh, that's cute. Thank you, thank you.
Good old driving.
Yeah. That's the only downside to all missions, really. There's not a whole lot you can do here. Of course, you can like cut corners properly and stuff, but you know, it's basically just holding down X and moving the analog stick right and left a little bit. That's about it. Also, you see me switch the hover zones. They're called hover zones in this game. There's a... Oh, the guard just said this is a no hover zone. All right, there's a low and high. The one that I was just in was low, and the one that I am currently in, this one right here, is high. And by switching them every once in a while, I can avoid certain traffic a little bit easier. And yeah, that's what I do it for. So back at this guy's place. His name's Crew, by the way. The Hip Hog. This is the place we're in right now. We gotta do another mission. Oh, pull over. Alright, so now we're getting shot. That's because I stole one of the guard vehicles. It's almost like stealing a police car in GTA. I think that's a good comparison. But yeah, these guys can get really nasty, and they will drive into you, and even suicide at times. Just to like do a little damage to you. And yeah, we just gotta get to the next mission, which is the sewer turret mission. Apparently in the sewer close by there has been, you know, some towers, some turrets have been deployed there. And they're used for smuggling, apparently. Not the towers themselves, but the sewers. We gotta make sure that your boy Crew can get his people through the sewers again.
Yeah, that's why we have to do the dirty work for him.
Mm-hmm. And something I really like about this game, something I like about like movies as well, is when you are completely new to a certain world and you have no idea who is who, and you just gotta like figure out your way to the top. That's something I really enjoy, and this game gives me like this very feeling of that. Because like we're new to the city, and yeah, gotta work our way up there. By the way, you just saw a pretty big explosion, and a pretty long-lasting explosion, rather. It's also exclusive to PlayStation 3. On PS2, that explosion would have like faded pretty quickly after we killed the turret. But PlayStation 3, they kind of messed it up. It's not too bad though. There's only like a couple of spots where I can think of it being like really, really stupid. One you'll see a little bit later, but it's not too terrible. Right, so right here you're going to be seeing the so-called fast swim. Instead of holding down or holding forward the analog stick like a normal person would, you can actually tap the analog stick, and that makes you go a little bit faster moving forward. Oh my god, alright. There you go.
The fast swimming is possible in all 3 of the Jack games, so
Yeah. Well, the trilogy,
yeah.
at least. Yeah, there's also Jack X in that that one game we don't talk about. It's basically non-existent. I think I've noticed already when I was like hosting, every community has this game that just straight up doesn't exist. It's like very interesting. But yeah, in the original trilogy, you can do the fast swim. It's really neat. Works in Jack 1, 2, and 3. And again, more driving. So if there are donations, that would be another great chance.
All right, we have $2 from Milo Killer, who says, "You better kick this game's butt, Boomer Love."
Aw.
We have $3 from Fos, who says, "What's poppin', gamers? Good luck, Boom Boy." And we have $5 from Rebel Dragon, who says, "Yo, Boomer and Gesh, your man Rebel here. Good luck on the speedrun of Jak 2 all missions for the Sony PlayStation 3. And remember, have a good day."
Thank you very much.
And
Thank
we
you, Rebel.
also have $5 from Bobby Kays, who says, "Good luck on the run, Boomer."
Trifecto. Thank you. Thank you everyone who donated. It's really nice of you. Appreciate it. Makes those driving sections a little less boring. Alright, so as we cleared out the turret sewers, the sewer turrets, Crew gave us a new gift, which is actually another gun. And yeah, you know, I don't think I need to do a whole lot of talking here. I'll just let Sig explain it again.
The blaster is a good all-around choice with a nice rate of fire. This weapon requires more aiming ability. You can switch weapon modes at any time. You can combo your attacks by kicking, then firing your weapon. Kick the first target, then shoot while kicking to automatically hit the second target. Now that's a Wastelander move. They won't know what hit them. You can find yellow ammo in crates. Would you like to test your skills on the gun course?
Of course we want to. Let's go.
Good luck.
And almost in, yeah, exactly like in the previous training course or blaster course, we are supposed to get a certain amount of points. In this case, it's 4,000. And as soon as we get that, we can, like, get the F out of here. Alright, that's it already. Interestingly, the game doesn't even tell you about the mechanic that I was using already earlier on, punching and kicking before you shoot. But yeah, you can use it before it even like tells you how to do it. Alright, can I get a zoomer spawn here? Alright, well this one needs to do now. Yeah, these ones are a little bit slower, but instead of being fast, they have the perk of having a lot of health. So for some missions later on, this will come in handy. This also has a second seat for another driver, or for like a what do you call it? It's a German word. Beifahrer?
Co-driver, yeah.
Co-driver, yeah, thank you. So you can have a co-driver.
I've got suspicious activity in the
Alrighty. So over here, as you've seen, we have this zoomer again. Very similar to what we had earlier. But instead of, you know, you maybe noticed the trend here already. We're not gonna drive there all the way as intended. You know, there's a nice needle out of bounds we can do. The one I'm actually doing is a little bit slower. There's an even faster one, but I just like this the most for some reason. I feel way more comfortable with this one. So over here in this little corner, you can go out of bounds by switching hover zones and getting off of the zoomer, and like that, we can get out of bounds, grab one of these zoomers over here, and with that, just drive to the final trigger. By the way, rip the guy that I just threw off of that zoomer. He is probably down there somewhere in the void. I'm sorry. Hey, more driving. It's really nice. By the way, over there to the left, I'm not sure if you noticed that, but there was like a white little stripe or whatever. That's actually a white tile that spawns certain objects on them, and from there teleports them into the city. It's really interesting how that works. Maybe I can show that off a little bit later. Anyhow, here's where we get the probably the most broken item in the game. Which is the jet board, but almost like with the with everything else. I'll let Kira explain.
You can jump on your jet board. You can get a higher jump by ducking before you jump. Jump and jump again a little after you've landed for an even bigger launch. Try getting up on that higher ledge with a boost jump. You can land on a rail and grind across it. Try grinding on that rail. You can spin in the air, land a perfect 360 for a speed boost.
Alright, we got that speed boost, but...
You
Alright.
can do flips while you jump. You can also do tricks for fun.
Alright, here's where the game really starts to break loose now. So although she just said you can do tricks, unquote, for fun, it's actually really useful to that one very trick that I just did. It's called the hover, and you've seen that in my Jack 3 NG Plus run already. Probably, hopefully you did. Hopefully you were watching that. And yeah, that one's really useful. It allows us to gain as much height as we can by doing a trick cancel on the jet board. And yeah, we just get infinite height basically. And it really breaks the game in certain spots, in certain parts. And one of them, or one of it, will be pretty soon. As a whole bunch of driving, I even told you. So here I always do a little race against the timer. I try to be there before the timer hits 0, and we gotta go to the sword right now to Torn, talk to him, and he has a new mission for us.
Yeah, and what we're doing is we're not stealing the jet board, since
Oh yeah.
we're on a mission where we kind of get introduced to the jet board, but we have to give it back at the end of the mission. But if you skip out of it, out of the mission, you can lend yourself the jet board, so you can use it earlier than you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
Which is really useful in the next few missions. But since we need to complete all missions, we gonna give the jet board back later.
This is also why it's rated 6 in Germany, because you're not stealing anything, because you give it back nicely. You're just, you know, extending the lending period, basically. But yeah, I completely forgot about that. Didn't explain at all. Guess just did. So yeah, usually you're supposed to get a bunch of points there and show the, you know, Kira how well you can do with the jet board. But instead of showing her it right now, I'll just steal the thing from her. Extend the lending period a little bit longer. Sorry. And yeah. And that allows us to do a couple of missions faster than the game wants us to do, or than it was originally intended. Anyhow, here's one of them. Yeah, we're supposed to find Vin. He's a really nice guy, because he's gonna help us later. But we gotta free him first, because he's a little bit scared of metalheads, apparently, and we're gonna go there and help him now. So what the jet board just did there, we just skipped a whole bunch of casual platforming by you know, grinding on the rails up there. And to make sure I get the loading trigger here for this mission, I go a little bit more to the right when grinding, more to left, and then I also go to that very to that very right, very left. I'm messing up those directions right now. Sorry. So also here, this is where the jet board also comes in really handy. There are actually 3 turret sections in this mission, but for some reason, when you fly to the second one first, or when you use the jet board to get there first, the game kind of marks that as completed, and it only requires you to do one more. And instead of going to the third one, which would be further into the level, we just complete this one. do a quick death warp right here. That brings us back to the start. And from there, we're just going to do the first one, which then for some reason counts as the last one, and we're just like completely done with the mission, which is really nice. Get these metal head eggs here real quick.
This mission is one of the big reasons we're stealing, landing the jetbot.
Yeah. Like, if we would not do this, we'd probably lose like a minute or two here. Just going to the like last section and doing that mission there, finishing it up there. One more egg left. There you go. Nice little bonk. So this is another death warp to bring us back to the portal, and then we go back in, and that, you know, takes us back to Vin. So now we gotta get close to that 25 skull gems that I was, or to these 25 skull gems that I was talking about earlier. Because you may see on the map already that there is it's actually, okay, I'm just gonna tell what it is. It's the Oracle from Jak 1. It kind of like placed itself in the slums, and it allows us to get some abilities for Dark Jak. You haven't even seen Dark Jak just yet, because it's a new thing, and it was only introduced in a cutscene so far.
Well, you kinda saw it after Escape.
Yeah, I guess. True. You did. Never mind. You did see it already. But you're not really seeing it in, like, intended use. Intended, non-scripted use.
Yeah, Dark Jak basically makes your melee attacks stronger. You deal more damage, have a larger area of effect with your attacks, and you take only half of the damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Oh, okay, yeah, I was a bit hasty. I went to the wrong mission. Instead of talking to Torn, which is what I initially wanted to do, I went to the Oracle right away, but I like swapped around the missions there. Maybe it's not too bad. It's like, what, 25 seconds or so that I just lost, so it's not that terrible. Considering it's like a 3-hour category. So we're just gonna go here first, and we're not gonna meet a new underground fighter. Not in here exactly, but in the next mission, which will be the what's it called? The pumping station. Yeah, we will meet a new resistance fighter there, and we gotta like help her out. And if you have time for donations, or I actually have time for donations right now. If you have any, go for them. All right. None as it seems. Get those donations in, guys. What the heck?
Yes, unfortunately, the donation well has run dry.
Aw.
Oh, feels bad, man.
Gotta dig deeper, I guess. Hey, if you want to donate, it's for a good cause, and get to say hi to me in the couch if you like. Maybe leave a little silly comment too. All right. Yeah, you just saw me like actually quite some time ago by now. You saw me pick up the zoomer instead of taking a jetboard here. That's because for longer distances, the zoomer is like the most optimal. Oh, the zoomer is the most optimal to take. And I gotta watch out here a little bit. Gotta get that hover straight. There we go. So I'm actually entering this mission backwards. There is a checkpoint in the very front of me, but I can just like skip that checkpoint by going over here where I just went with the hover. Oh, alright, getting hit by these guys. Oops, sorry. Just hit Ashland. I gotta watch out a little bit here. I'm usually really low on ammo, and I gotta make sure I get like all the skull gems. So I have like 25 later. So I do need to go into like close combat like a little bit. Yeah. Oh yeah, great. I was just about to punch back. That's a bit unfortunate. So we gotta do this part all over again.
Yeah, and since we're playing Jak 2, we have to do everything all over again.
The only checkpoint that we have in this mission is not useful for the speedrun, so it's a real shame. Alright. So this is going to be a little bit harder now, because I don't have any of the yellow ammo left. And the fire rate of the red one isn't the best at the very start of the game, so you'll get like upgrades later. I've also been taking some damage already, so that really sucks. Right, that does allow me to get some more Dark Eco. I'll just like lose time a little bit here and let Ashlyn do the job because she actually does do damage. I'll just like play a little bit safer. I mean, I did pick up a little bit of ammo. And more shot left, great. I don't want to go too far out either, because that's gonna like activate the checkpoint that I was trying to skip earlier.
Again, we don't want to activate the checkpoint since we're gonna make use of the reset mission again to get.
Actually not, we're gonna do a little death.
Oh, we do a death, yeah.
Yeah, this little thingy right there that just killed us is there to prevent players from going out in the levels too fast or too far, and we just make use of that and let it kill us. Ooh. All right, there you go. So now we're going to the Oracle, and we have 26 skull gems. But instead of doing what it tells us to do, we're just gonna go back out, or we go out and back in, because that way we save the Dark Jack that we currently have. In the bottom left, you can see that, and we're also going to be doing a restart warp here because that allows us to go back to the right. What is this? Like the stadium? Yeah, stadium. And we're gonna, well, we could bring it back right now. We're gonna take the board just a little bit longer because I do need it for like another mission. It's really interesting when you use the jet board. Like you see the points pop up. It's really funny looking. I don't want to track the cards here. And on the minimap, you see this little hut, and that's actually another character that we are supposed to. We will get to know that character like right now, technically, theoretically, if we were to play this as intended. But instead of doing that, we will just. And we're not going to go there, because she only gives us the starting trigger of a mission, and as I told you earlier, that's something we don't want. We can't just skip that right away. So instead of that, we will just go to the mission. You can't go in there right now, but oh, okay. I do not know what's gonna happen here. If I'm unlucky, oh, it's not too bad then. I thought it was gonna take me back to the stadium, so that's not too terrible then. Just gonna hover in here, because usually when you die in Haven City, it takes you back all the way to the stadium when you have the jet board on you. And yeah, here we're supposed to collect some artifacts, and we're still gonna do that, but it's gonna be a heck of a lot easier. Because we have the hover. So this is the first one. And this is the second one.
Yeah, with a few simple hovers, we can skip minutes in this mission.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I remember playing this game casually as a child, and this took me forever. And then there's a third and last hover I can do over here.
Yeah, it's one of the longest, but also one of the coolest missions in the game. Since it kind of brings back the Jack 1 feeling.
Yeah. There's a lot of precursor stuff all around.
A lot of platforming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people like this area a lot, and so do I. It's a really cool looking area. And as I said, restarting in Haven City when having the jetboard stolen takes you back to the stadium. And this is actually where I'm going to hand over the controller to my co-runner, Easy, because all she has to do here is get some points with the jetboard, a goal of 15,000 exactly, and this is like really easy. She's like halfway there already, and there's already like still like a minute left on the clock. So if you're doing runs of this is really nice. You can just go take a little quick bathroom break, Yeah.
We have a $5 donation from Izzy that says, no donation, feels bad, man.
Aw. Thank you. Don't get too many points, though. Even Easy can do the hover. I do actually have a hover tutorial on YouTube, so if you want to check that out, just look up hover tutorial by Boomer, and there should be something. Hey, now we can like sit back and relax for 35 seconds. That's all we need to do. We don't want to get more than 15,000 or more than 50,000, because then Daxter will like, you know, Daxter will talk to us and he will say, "Oh, hey, these are precursor orbs, since we haven't collected any of them now," and he will say that they're pretty useful and blah blah blah, and that that we can use them somewhere possibly. Anyhow, we don't want that because it will make this loading screen. Well, loading screen a little bit longer for no reason, basically. Oh, that was a nice example of punch glitch right there.
Good job.
Yeah, thanks. Good job.
Good job, Easy.
Good job, Easy. Can we get some clapping for that? Thank you, Easy. Really appreciate it. All right, off to the next mission. This game, I don't know. Yeah, the game itself separates it in acts, and we are getting close to the end of Act 1, which is like around an hour into the game. And yeah, we gotta like go to the Baron's place, which is actually the guy who infused us with Dark Eco. Dark Eco, if you don't remember from the first game, is like a dark power basically, or like a dark
Power source.
yeah, power source. Yeah, so I'm a little bit confused right now. Get Dark Bomb, power switches. Alright, Vin it is then. Yeah. And then, the Baron infused us with Dark Eco, and unlike other testants, or people it was tested on, we survived it, interestingly, and it gave us, like, dark powers. And now we're gonna pay it back to him. And the Dark Bomb that I got earlier at the Oracle is going to help us kill one of his faces, or kill him in one of his faces a little bit faster. There's a fight coming up that will not take too long. But having the Dark Bomb for the first phase can really help out there. Makes the fight a bit more consistent. So first we gotta go to Win, though. And we gotta destroy some more turrets.
Yeah, this is one of the few missions we actually have to accept first to complete it, since we need to talk to Vin to spawn the mission in the map. So
Yeah,
that's why we can't skip talking to him. It's sometimes a bit confusing to memorize what
Right.
mission you actually have to start and what mission you can skip into.
yeah, that's true. Like, even though I like ran this category quite a lot, I get confused here once in a while. It's not a game that's confused. It's me, actually. Oh, Jesus. All right. Shooting down the civilians. That's not nice. Yeah, even for this, we want to get a zoomer. Interestingly, though, now that we have Dark Jack, it also takes a tiny bit longer before we can actually hop onto vehicles and stuff. Because, like, the icon of Dark Jack has to go away first. Also, here you can see these nice, long-lasting explosions. It's really silly. I get a nice idea of what they look like.
Yeah, and since we gave back the jetboard in the mission earlier, we're now back to good old driving.
Yep, it's a bit unfortunate, but we'll get it back soon.
Call in more Hellcats. Suspect moving to Sector 6.
Also, interestingly, you don't want to ground pound these turrets, or you don't want to ground pound the switch. You kind of just want to jump onto them and activate the switch that way. It has happened before that the switch itself just kind of like got stuck on the ground without being activated, so you like soft locked and had to like restart the mission. So yeah, to avoid that, I'll just jump onto the thing and that's it. So now we can take up the elevator to the Baron's place. These switches we just hit underneath the turrets, there were power switches as it seems. And now that the power is back up, we can use the elevator. Oh my god, yeah. The zoomer I'm using, although everyone tells me they are all the same, I don't know what it is. I believe they're different somehow. Whenever I get off of him, this very one that I just used is like really terrible. It like does very silly things to my movement and stuff. Anyhow, this is can be a really nice mission. Already messed up. Yeah, this mission can look really nice if you do it fast. Unfortunately, I like missed a little punch there. That's what I wanted to do. You can punch into those poles. Looks really cute. Alright, let's see if we can do boosted here. Ooh. Let's grab. Nice, more explosions. This is what I was talking about. That's the very part that I tried to mention earlier. Now we gotta blow this up as well. I got some sick movement tech here. Hopefully it's gonna work. Oh no! Alright.
Fortunately, there's a checkpoint.
Yeah, right there, like right where I'm doing it, there's a checkpoint.
Oh, nice one.
Ah, nice. Got that. Alright. We're not done yet, though. Still a bit of... Oh, whoa, okay. On PlayStation 2, you don't want to punch onto these platforms at all. But for some reason, they are like patched on PlayStation 3. It's really nice. Alright, you'll also see what Dark Jack does to the final, or to the boss. Not the final boss, but the boss. You can just Dark Bomb the first phase instantly, and that just kills him that fast, that quick. It's really nice.
Yeah, and the Dark Bomb we just used is the power we bought earlier for 25.
Exactly. So you don't want to like shoot the Baron as fast as you can. Like you really don't want to, because this guy literally has iframes. And like wasting your ammo on him is it's no use really. So I just like do like a single fire thing. Alright, there you go. It's phase number 2. Gotta pick up that ammo here real quick. I'm always insecure about my ammo, and in case I do mess up, which I don't think will happen, I would need to do like the first phase all over again. It's also a little safety strat to just yeah, those. All right, yeah, gotta watch out now. Maybe I was a little bit too cocky earlier. All right, nice. So since I haven't collected any orbs just yet, I'll take this one right here as a safety precaution.
Find a few hidden around, or get some doing difficult tasks. We'll be able to buy stuff with them.
Yeah, that's the Dexter, not cutscene really, but the Dexter voice thingy that I was talking about earlier. If I were to collect more than like 50,000 points in the Jetport challenge, that would have popped up, and I would have like have to listen to that, and you know that's slow. So we you know, we don't do that. We don't get more than 50,000 points. Also, now that I think of it, I think the stadium announcer also pops up and says, "Oh, congratulations on the bronze medal" or something, which is, you know, it just extends the time even more. You sit there for no reason. So we try to skip that as best as we can. Also, I'm going to be doing a restart warp here. Yeah, gotta do a restart warp here. There's a whole lot that can go wrong in this mission. We're supposed to collect some money bags for Crew, the guy we worked for all this time. And we're just gonna drive around and stuff. We aren't bound to use this vehicle. but in case it does blow up, I will probably take damage, and if that's happening, I will die, and that requires me to do the entire mission all over again. So I'd rather just take a quick little save warp, restart warp there, fill up my health, and go back at it.
Yeah, that's one special thing about the death warps or restart missions, that you can use them to refill your health.
Yeah, so not just getting further into the level or faster back to the start in a certain mission, it also allows you to get your health back, which is really convenient. Yeah, speaking of collecting money, if you have any donations, go for that.
Unfortunately, we still have no donations.
I set this joke up earlier real nice, and now there's no donations. I'm sad. Oh, alright.
We did have a comment in chat. Someone just wanted you to know that you're an exceptional man.
Aw. Who was that? Can you try and pronounce the name?
I believe it was Zero.
Oh. Alright. Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, exceptional can mean a whole lot of things. Doesn't have to be good, doesn't have to be bad. Alright, yeah, it's only 4 money bags left. And as it seems, there weren't too many complications in terms of like taking damage and stuff, but oh wait, oh, see, there you go. The vehicle's already burning and it might explode any second. I just gotta find like a replacement vehicle real quick that I can use. Or I'll just stick to this one. And I'll just use this one right there. Yeah, there we go. Oh shit. They were up my ass. Pedestrians are really annoying in this game. I wish there wouldn't be any, like, all game ever. Especially with the jetboard, you can drive into them really poorly, and that can, like, cause you to die in certain missions. Really sucks. Something you don't want to be doing.
Yeah, the thing with pedestrians is that sometimes they duck down when you drive towards them, and sometimes they don't, and you get a small bonk, so...
Yeah, you can bonk into them. What's even worse, when you bonk into them, they take damage and they might even die. And that alerts the guards, and then you're being chased by the guards as well. So it's like a huge chain reaction that's happening, although you're just trying to make your way through the city.
Just like in GTA.
Yeah, just like in GTA. Although, I mean, in GTA, you're kind of doing that on purpose sometimes. Just walk up to pedestrians and just give him a good old punch into the face. Alright, guard. Chill. It's also really interesting, these pedestrians can go up on this autobahn. It's what I call the autobahn here, or highway. It's really annoying sometimes. Alright, good. I had a hard lock earlier here. That would have been really silly. I would have hard locked again.
Yeah, that's one special thing about Jack 2. Sometimes just decides to freeze, and that mostly means your run is over, or
Yeah.
you have a safety save you can load.
Yeah, unless you have the memory card in, you can like... if you have the memory card in, you can just restart the console. Unquote, real quick, it takes like a minute or so. Alright. You can restart your console real quick, unquote, which takes around like a minute or so. And then you can continue your run. For marathons, it's usually really nice to have that on. Because you can like continue where you left off if that would have happened. But I have a save file that has a level selection option, or rather, I have a 100% file, and that allows me to get the secrets menu, which will allow me to just warp to any mission as I please. And at this point into the game, like the mission order the order we're doing the missions in doesn't matter too much. Actually, it does. It does actually matter, maybe. But in case you do die, you can just go back to a certain mission and do it all over again. On PlayStation 3, the game rarely hardlocks, though, which I'm really proud of, really happy with.
Yeah, it's probably because the PS3 has faster loads and therefore less lag.
Yeah, I feel like the lag that's happening on the PS2 version just like causes it to like freeze sometimes, and yeah, it's really annoying, but you know.
This is one of the few missions where you actually have to drive a car, since it has 2 seats.
Yeah, I like a fat zoomer. I call this one like a fat zoomer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to make sure you get one of those because they, as you can see, they can tank a lot of hits. They also have a seat for the co-driver, a second seat. So these underground fighters, they can jump in and fly with you.
Okay, thanks.
All right, sorry, didn't mean to punch that woman.
It would just switch the car to get rid of the damaged one and get a new fresh one.
Yeah, this mission, if you're on like 1 health, this can be really scary. Although we aren't on 1 health, I just want to make sure that the guy we're picking up right now is not going to land in the water somehow, because the last area I'm going to drive into is the slum area with the precursor thingy in it. What's it called? The Oracle? Yeah, and yeah, there's a lot of water around, and if the car blows up here and he lands in the water, it's ogre. Burning molten metal ogre.
Shoutouts to Jack 1.
Yeah, shout out to Jack 1. I just gotta hold here real quick.
Okay, thanks. Good luck.
Okay, thanks, good luck. I like how he whispers that, it's really... Oh, nice ooh, pushed me a little bit forward, thanks.
Test strats.
Yeah, that's task strats right there. Yeah, now we just gotta drive back to Torn and get ourselves a new mission. The next mission is a bit weird. You lose a bunch of time there. And I do want to say it is a little bit RNG, depending on how the enemies spawn that will be in the next mission. It shouldn't be too bad. Oof, what? What? Alright, great game. Jack 2's such a good meme. Like the weirdest things happen.
And now we just got the 3rd weapon, the blue weapon.
The Vulcan barrel. You see me pause buffer every once in a while. I just hit the select button that pauses the game. I do that to skip. Or yeah, I do that to get into cutscenes or to get into cars earlier, or into like any sort of vehicle, or to like interact with certain things. Because sometimes there's a text popping up, like the Vulcan barrel
Acquired text.
yeah, that for instance. You can like tap pause twice real quick, or tap the select button. It's gonna pause the game, and the pause text is gonna like overwrite. Oh yeah, where am I going? This is it's not the right place. But yeah, the pause text can like overwrite that real quick, and that allows you to get into vehicles earlier. It's really nice.
Yeah, because you need to spawn the text to get into the vehicles.
Yeah.
And there can't be 2 texts on the screen at the same time.
Alright, I already took damage here because my vehicle blew up, so I gotta be extra careful here. These metalheads can mess you up real badly. Gotta make sure that do this section right. Oh, by the way, that was punch glitch. Oh, dude, I had that happen earlier. That was really interesting. But yeah, this was punch glitch, by the way, and punch glitch can mess you up really, really terrible at times, as you just saw. Oh yeah, good. See, I didn't get that part. I actually practiced that a crap ton. It's a little boosted. What you gotta be doing to get over to the other side. It's gonna skip like the level a little bit. But yeah, like punch glitch messed me up real good here. See ya. Knock that guy out. Alright, gonna go back to auto safety. There you go, that's what I wanted. Still pretty low on health, but that's okay.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Right. Gonna be doing a real precise trick here, if that's gonna work. And got it. Alright, nice. Hey, in case you're wondering what that was for, absolutely nothing.
Nice trick.
Thanks, man. The April Fool's back at it again. Tricked you hard. Alright, yeah. Since I like action a lot, I'll just pick up one of these guard zoomers. And there was like no other zoomer around.
Finally, now we get to see the shadow. What
And,
are you gonna do around this place to get noticed?
Yeah, actually, these zoomers right here, they can even spawn in the city sometimes. And yeah, it's really rare that Jesus. It's really rare that happens. I'm just gonna go there on foot, but you may notice how slow that actually is, like going on foot. It's not that fast compared to using the vehicle, but I'm just not. Didn't see any good vehicle around, so I'll just get that one. I'll just go there on foot.
We have a $10 donation from Anonymous asking, does Izzy know the way?
Do you know the way? I don't think she knows the way. Sorry. To any Uganda knuckles in chat.
Maybe we need a few donations to show her the way.
I mean, I don't mind. Alright. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Like, you can even see how certain things are gonna happen. I saw this was playing in my head already, like that very scenario, how I was gonna drive into that vehicle right there. I tried to avoid it, but nope, didn't work. Yeah, I should have cut like the corner a little bit better, a little bit nicer, and then it would have worked. But yeah, we are supposed to. Oh, we are. Well, yeah.
Yeah, the next mission coming up is catch scouts in Haven Forest. And this is the mission where we actually get the jetboard back. And
Yeah.
now we have can keep it actually, so we can use the hover for
Basically,
all of the
anywhere now. It's
Yeah.
really nice. All right, now we have the jetboard and punch glitch.
punch glitch again.
Back at it again. All right, yeah, the jetboard is like a really fast way of moving around. It's really nice. Yeah, oh, it's overshot a little bit. It's not too bad though. It's like a checkpoint. Actually, a checkpoint in this game. What is this? Yeah, that's a checkpoint close by. So in case you do die there, it's really close. No need to worry. And yeah, this mission can look really nice if you do it properly. And I'll just be quiet for this part. Get everything as I want it to.
Use your jetboard.
Alright, that was number 1.
Yeah, the scouts always have a set route they're gonna fly, so with clever movement we can kill them really early.
That's number 2.
Almost.
Damn it. Yeah, this one's really nice if you get it that way, because this guy takes a whole lot to... Takes a bunch of time to get him the intended way. But he's been nice. If you can get him here, it's not that terrible. The last one you gotta watch out though. Oh, yeah, messed that one up. It's not too bad then. You can get like really quick kills on the one that I just killed, and
Oh, another orb.
yes, I didn't even mean to pick that one up. Just gonna just go around there. Alright then. Oh, what? Alright, sure. Yeah. He's playing with me. There you go. Alright, and as soon as you kill him, as soon as the counter goes away, you can restart the mission. That puts you back to the beginning. Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate how it went, but still not too bad.
We have a $7 donation from Peter, who says, Geschlossen is such bae.
Thank you.
Beater. Hey, Peter. It's poppin'. Peter. Alright. Now that we caught these scouts, yeah, they're called scouts. They're gonna help out your girl, Ashlyn, in the bazaar. She needs some help, apparently. So we're gonna go there, help her out. Because we're nice, right? And on our way to that mission, we get some nice... Oh, there it is.
I just talked to my racing client, and she told me you're pretty good with that jet board.
Yeah.
My sources say a shipment of Crimson Guard listening equipment just arrived on the port. None of us, including the underground, want those devices running. It's not good for business.
It's not good for business.
Get the jet board out into the port and destroy every Crimson Guard crate you find. There's sure to be a defense perimeter.
So watch out, eh? That's a real good meme. Jack, my boy. Jack, this is crew. I love the guy. Yeah, we gotta kill these metalheads here. Luckily, the yellow weapon is pretty broken actually. That allows us to kill everything pretty fast.
Nice shooting.
Ah, that's already helped Ashlyn out. So there is a little death fort we can do here, and I'm actually well, why am I going for it? I'm not gonna do it since I did have a like hard lock happening. No, it's actually not a hard lock; it's a soft lock. So I prefer not to do it ever since. Although it does work sometimes, I don't want to risk it, especially since I don't have the autosave on. I'm not a big fan of such things. It's playing risky. We're gonna go to the next mission.
Yeah, the next mission coming up is actually an escort mission, so it's basically like an auto-scroller, so it's rather slow. So
yeah, you kind of want to save up your ammo here. You don't want to use any of it, because in like the upcoming missions, they're all going to be useful basically. So the only ammo you kind of want to be using here is the yellow one, but you don't want to use too much of it either. So the blue one I'll be using for a pretty upcoming mission. Coming up pretty soon.
in this mission, looking on the minimap is actually really useful, since you see all the guards on the minimap, and then you always know if there's a guard behind you.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for the kid the most, because if the guards hold him arrest for too long, or point or blaster at them for too long, the mission like resets and you gotta do everything all over. And as we mentioned previously, since this is Jack 2, you don't have any checkpoints here, so you gotta start from the very beginning. And that takes a crap ton of time. And although there are actually a couple of vehicles chasing us here, I never had it happen that there was a vehicle like driving into me as I flew to the marker on the map. All they were doing was like what that guard was doing.
Drive slowly towards you and
Yeah, just
shoot
me.
like 2 times.
Interestingly, it seems like this vehicle doesn't take any damage, like it hasn't been hit already. Or it has been hit several times, but it didn't take any visible damage. Alright,
No, it took a bit. Fortunately, this last escort section is really,
yeah, it's
really
pretty,
short.
yeah, it's pretty short, pretty easy as well. What's really silly though, sometimes since we are on like 2 floors basically, like a bottom floor and like a second floor and first floor, 2 planes, since we're on 2 different planes now. Yeah, sometimes the guards can like get stuck underneath, like right here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there you go.
Let's get these 2 to core.
All right. Stop. It's really funny. We're gonna do a restart warp here. That's gonna bring us to the next mission. It takes a little while before we actually get there. And a lot of people don't actually know, but you can do this very mission. The one that Crew gave us just earlier, you can do it with a zoomer and the red gun. So this is why you don't want to be wasting all of your red gun. The mission that I was just doing with the kid. If you don't have any here, you're giving yourself a hard time. A lot of people think that you need to do this with the jetboard, but you really don't. But it really is laid out for it to be done with that very jetboard.
Yeah, you mostly switch to the jetboard if your zoomer blows up.
Yeah.
Because if you're not really careful and you drive into one of the bombs, your zoomer does take damage.
Yeah, as you can see, it's already like all smoke coming out of it. I think I messed up the route a little bit here, but it's not too terrible.
We have a $9 donation from Bertus that says, "Geschlossen is my waifu."
My God.
I didn't expect that, but
Yeah, should
Thank
have you on
you.
the should have you on the couch more often, I guess. Next run,
yeah, next round when?
next CSA. Oh well, I mean GSM.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so here's another quick restart warp. Just brings you back to the place where we were just doing the mission in. And here we're actually gonna make use of like overriding missions or having 2 missions open at the same time. I just activated a side mission where you're supposed to take a zoomer and do a couple of. You're supposed to hit a couple of rings and fly through them. You'll get some orbs, but we don't need any orbs, and you know neither is this 100%. So there's like no use for them. So what we'll do instead, I'll just open up the mission while I have this lurker mission open, which is one of the main missions we need to do. And what that allows us to do, we can actually warp back a little bit faster instead of taking a drive to the next mission. So instead of driving back, we just restart warp. It saves around like 45 seconds or so.
Another lurker freed.
Another lurker freed. You can do them in any particular order, as long as you bring them all there. I mean, it's recommended, at least I would recommend, that you kill one, like blow up one guard vehicle, and then get the lurker and turn them in. That's what I'd do.
Yo, animal lover.
Oh, hello. Yeah. They go all over the place when they blow up. I just really love pedestrians sometimes. It's so random. Alright, gotta switch to vehicle here. It's already burning. Shit. Oh, hello. Wasn't there a zoomer around just a second ago? Alright. Thanks, game, for tricking me. It's playing some April Fool's jokes on me as well. Yeah, like I said, certain areas, or certain vehicles can despawn and respawn when you move your camera away from them, and that was like one of the parts where that actually happened.
Buddy, we can save you.
Also, this is the mission that I was talking about earlier, where you don't want to be wasting your blue ammo, because this one, you know, you can kill these guard vehicles pretty fast, putting yourself in a little disadvantage. You're doing this with either red or yellow ammo. No. All right. Skip the cutscene, open up the menu, restart, and for whatever reason, we will be back at this part. And here's actually the side mission. I'm gonna drive through the first ring, since that's gonna bring down the timer from 11 to 7 seconds, and then I'm just gonna not try the mission again. There you go. It's a bunch of time we just saved here. All right. So the mission coming up is it's a really tricky mission. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, a lot of stuff can happen there. Just earlier, we noticed that you can't boost and grind on one of those rails that you'll see in just a second. Otherwise, it's not gonna accomplish what you need to do within this mission.
In this mission, we need to get rid of this really big drill, and we do that by destroying the cables that are connected to the drill. With our jetboard.
Yeah, jetboard's is really nice.
And in this mission, it's the only mission where the guards have a new weapon instead of their blaster.
Oh my god.
They have those really small eco bombs. They're shooting all over the place, and yeah, that's what can happen with those.
See, it's really the only time where they use them in this entire, like, the entire run, like, even in the entire playthrough. Oh my god, there's... What is this? Sniping me pretty hard. Anyhow. Once you get a decent start, it can look like this. I eat this, alright. Alright. See, it can go pretty well. It's just the game needs to behave for once. Everything's fine. Hey, now that we're done with this, I can just go back. But yeah, it's actually a really nice mission if you do it properly. There's also a little death warp you can do here. Also has the upside of oh, it's another death warp actually. Brings you back up. Take the zoomer back. The transporter. The carrier. I think it's called carrier.
It is, yes.
That's some more driving. If there's any donation right now.
Yes, we have a $3 donation from Kalango, who says, "This game was my substitute to GTA when I was young. Lots of nostalgia."
I can relate. I got this when I was like, I think 8 years old. And I loved it. I loved it. It's a great game. Yeah, like I said, they took a lot of inspiration from GTA. And I want to say you can really feel that.
Yeah, the mission coming up is one of the hardest missions casually, since the timer is
That's one well down. 5 to
is
go.
only 2 minutes, and especially for casual, that isn't that good with jetboard movement. The timer is actually really close.
Yeah. Well, they also don't tell you is that you didn't have to press X as you're going up these ramps. Like right there, to throw a bomb, you just gotta like hit X, I think. Yeah, they're not telling you that.
And
So-
if you don't know that, then sometimes he will throw a bomb, sometimes he won't, so it's really frustrating.
And yeah, the hover comes in handy here as well. Alright, exactly right here, because we can just hover till the last one. You're supposed to do like a lot of, not really backtracking, but a bunch of, yeah, going around with the jet board.
If they even gave you a small mini-map showing where all the
Yeah, but it
eco wells are.
didn't even do that.
But they didn't.
Well, you could open up the map.
You could. Yeah.
Could open up the map and check like within the menu, but you know, that's slow. We don't want to do that. So there was another turret section, but I hate those. I'm not gonna do that. It's actually a way to like skip to the second one right away. The first one, you like have to kill a couple of guards that are actually flying. Skip to this part right away. Saves quite a bunch of time as well.
And makes it a lot easier, since the first turret mission actually is really hard.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. I remember like waking up again as a child, like 9 in the morning, and I wasted like 3 hours on that mission. I didn't get anywhere. So, and instead of holding down the L1 button, I just kind of mashed the R1 button maybe. Instead of holding down the R1 button, I mash it for this mission. Because if you do it right, the shots are actually faster, and so you do more damage. You have more DPS. Also kills these guards really well. Just gotta watch out that your weapon doesn't actually like overheat. Yeah. And as soon as the ship explodes, you can do a restart. That puts you closer to the exit of the mission. There you go. I don't know what it is, but I feel like the music's gone at times. It's just... none of the tech guys' fault, it's just the game being weird. Don't worry about it. Alright, so what's coming up next? Destroy ship, done that. So, the
Drain
next
sewers.
Yeah, drain sewers.
The next mission is a really tight jetboarding section.
If you do it properly, of course. Well, it's tight anyways, but doing it properly looks even nice while being very tight.
What makes the next mission easy, casually, is that you don't have any timer. You have as much time as you want, so if you go slowly, then not much can happen.
There's actually another way of doing this. You go out of bounds and like hit these valves that we're supposed to hit. You'll see them in a second. Yeah, you skip a bunch of like jetboarding with it. But I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that, since this mission looks really nice done properly. So let me try to get some nice movement down here.
Yeah, we want to use the side flip as much as possible.
Alright, never mind then.
Since every side flip gives you a little speed boost.
Oh my god, yeah, I gotta watch out I'm not dying here now. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. Oh yeah, nice. Oh. And guess what?
We have to start all
All
over again.
Welcome to Jack 2. Welcome to Jack 2. Well, hey, this gives me another chance to show off the neat movement, right? Yeah, gotta see this as an opportunity, I guess.
That's what you intended to do.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
like
makes
I
sense.
planned on dying there.
Yeah, yeah.
That was actually an RNG manipulation.
Okay.
Kappa Kappa. No, it wasn't. That was just plain garbage. That's what it was. Yeah, for some reason I like went into those 2 bombs. Whoop. Yeah, a little bit better. Yeah, there you go. That's more like it.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah. All right. At least I'm. I was about to say, at least I'm not as not as low as last time, but oof. The game knows. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be careful now. I don't want to die again.
Yeah, you're almost done.
All right. Yeah, and again, doing a quick restart warp here brings us closer to the exit. It's really neat.
This mission on 1 health is always so speedy.
Like if you mess up, it probably loses like a minute or a minute and 30. It's really silly.
Yeah, at least.
All right, what do we got to do next? Talking to what's the name? Crew.
Talk to crew. Yeah.
Talk to crew. All right. Well, we're gonna go and talk to crew then. The reason we have to talk to him now is because.
I here's you to look for a piece of art.
Well, let's listen to him real quick.
Brutal loves shiny bright things too. I have piece I thinks. It in water slums hanging over me hot, and you free to have. Gift from Brute.
Anyhow, we're supposed to talk to crew because that advances us further in like the story progression. In yeah, I guess that's all I can say about it right now. We're gonna talk to him, and then we're gonna go into the dig site, the place that we were just in, where where we like blew up that drill. Oh, nice. That didn't work as I intended it to. Anyhow, we're gonna go in there, talk to crew, and then we will go back to the dig site. And from there, we can actually do a restart warp, and it's gonna load in the next mission from Onin for whatever reason. Probably because the next mission from Onin is in there, in that very place. But they just like changed a couple of things around in terms of like layout. All right. But unfortunately, you're not gonna see a whole lot of the level itself, since we're gonna skip most of it. It's a good example of like how people back in the day when they were making those games tried to save space by putting the beginning close to the end, or rather the end of a level close to the beginning. All right, you go in here, do a restart warp. As you can see, the roll's gone, and that spawns in the next mission from Onin. Like I said earlier, we don't need to get the starting triggers. All that really matters are the end triggers, and I'll just hover straight into the final trigger for that mission, and we're done with that. They skipped like, I don't know, like a good 15 minutes of casual play.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Alright, now that we're here, we're going to be doing one of the worst mission in this game. Which is Hellcat Cruisers. Ugh. By the way, this is what I was like talking about earlier. Sometimes actually you were talking about that. Yeah, you can like bonk into those pedestrians, and sometimes it's gonna alert the guards even. It's really annoying. Alright, let me see if I can get that hover for once. Hey. Yeah, I've been missing that quite a lot today for some reason.
Yeah, that's one of the few times you can actually hover over a wall and still load in the rest of the map.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if you hover over a wall, then the rest of the map won't load in.
Yeah, you gotta like go back and get the trigger for it to load in. Yeah, the game. Okay, I'm always scared when that happens because like I told you earlier that the game likes to hard lock, and yeah. Although it barely happens on PlayStation 3, it can still happen. Barely doesn't mean at all. Oh shit. The first one I'm gonna kill on foot. I like that a lot for some reason. And then the next two I'll do in a zoomer. Because again, I don't want to die here. Also be using the yellow gun for these upcoming ones. Because I want to be saving some ammo for the next ones. The last ones, especially the last ones, it can cost you quite a lot of ammo. I want to make sure those I get proper.
I like how he shoots the wall.
Yeah. Oh, hey, thanks. That the guard zoomer ran into me and blew up my vehicle, and that killed the Hellcat cruiser. So thanks.
The chain reaction.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Can make a whole lot of things happening here. So I still have like 91 ammo left. You need around like 40 or so to kill the Hellcat cruisers with the blue gun. So I should be fine. Oh, alright. Yeah, it's pretty tricky to drive around with these vehicles since their handling is like a little bit different compared to the zoomer that I was previously using most of the time. And yeah, it makes it really hard in certain sections. Oh, boom. Oh yeah, that's completely fine. If I would have been unlucky, I would have like got hit once more, and it would have finished. It would not have finished the mission.
It wouldn't?
It would not have finished the mission because I died before it. So yeah.
Did that actually happen to you once?
Yeah, that happened. That happened before. It's happened before. So you wasted all of your ammo. Like I have very little ammo left to do the rest of the mission, and yeah.
Coming up is the nightmare for every casual player.
Yeah, but you know what? This mission's actually really, really interesting. To start it off, you can trigger the mission from down below, and when you move forward, it kills you like that. Like the thing that is in the water that kills you during casual playthrough when you fall in. Just kind of like comes up and kills you. That's not too bad though. I got triggered that on purpose. Oh hey, looks like the fat guy fell into the water.
Even casually doing this mission is the easiest if you try to do it fast.
Yeah.
Going slow has no use, but just...
Oh, alright. Thanks. Yeah. It's a game. And yeah, it's not as bad, right? It's way worse than a casual playthrough.
Yeah. The hover makes every mission easier, so...
That's also a reason, like, this game as a speed game was disliked by a lot of people because it was just so hard. And when the hover was found, the hover glitch, the game actually gotten a bunch easier, I'd like to think. I started running before the hover, no, when the hover was found, like a half a year later or so. I don't know the exact like timing. But yeah, like around that time, half a year after it was found, I started running the game. And yeah, I noticed how like nice it is to hover. Because like just recently I did like some hoverless runs in Jak 2 and it's just terrible. There's actually a category that is hoverless. You're not allowed to abuse the hover glitch a single time, else the run's invalid. Anyhow, yeah, I too believe that the hover makes everything a little bit easier. And yeah, it's good though. Makes it a better speed game too.
Yeah, this is one of 3 races that we have to do during the run. This is the first one. Just drive your 5 rounds and you're done.
There are some skips to a couple of these races. Currently, we need to do, like for the 80% route for this game, we need to do 2 of them. 2 races, that is. And for those 2 races, for the second one, there is currently a lap skip being not abused, but Headstrong is a runner that put quite some time into the lap skip for the Class 2 race. And yeah, she actually managed to get that down consistent, and she now does it in runs. It's really crazy, and like just earlier, I was like trying to get that just to mess about with it, and there was no way I was able to do that. As of right now, at least, I'll try and learn it, of course. But yeah, shoutouts to Headstrong for doing lap skips and runs now. It's pretty crazy. She's gotten a really good time on PS2 as well. Alright, 2 more laps. Gotta finish up this one and another one after that.
And if you have any donations, feel free to read them now.
Yeah, go for it.
Unfortunately, we still have no new donations.
Viable fun.
Can I ask, though, what would you recommend for someone who wants to pick up this game? There were a few people interested in the chat. Is there a Discord or something like that?
There is a Discord, a Jack and Naxter speedrunning Discord. Talks about all of the games. Jack 1, 2, 3, and even Jack X, Daxter, and the game that nobody talks about. I think for this event, I'll mention it by its name. It's called TLF, The Lost Frontier. It's a really... Oh, great. Yeah, it's Jack 2 for you. Just hard-locked. Right, what mission were we on? Yeah, 30 metalheads. That's the mission that we were supposed to go to now.
Yeah, we just finished the Class 3 race.
Yeah, the game just crashed. It's really silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jack 2. That's Jack 2.
That's Jack 2 for you.
But yeah, using the level select, we can go back there pretty quickly. Although this will technically make the run invalid because we aren't able to finish the run from a new save file since we got to make use of like an NG plus thing. But yeah, that's not too bad. Like for marathons, still pretty okay. Does cost some time to boot up the console though. Again, stuff like that.
Yeah, the hard locks just are so random.
Yeah. Like there's no real way to avoid them really. It's just kind of happens sometimes. So it's literally lost the run to RNG, I guess. Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, if you want to pick up these games, if you want to like speedrun them, I recommend checking out the Jack and Naxter speedrunning Discord. A link on that is on speedrun.com/Jack, JAK, and yeah, like go to the like the forum there, and there should be like a link. You can check that out. People there are really nice, really friendly. Yeah, just ask if there's like any tutorial for anything, or do like your own research. And if you have struggled with anything, just ask, and they're very likely to help you. All right, so we just got to see if the mission order is still intact. 30 metalheads. Might be that we have to do that thingy again. Where is it?
The Haven Forest Metalheads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
the mission orders kind of...
The mission order's kind of messed up. I should have done like saves here.
Yeah, just do the...
Get seal... Can I just do the thing and then like go to the next mission? I think that's the best I can do right now.
Yeah, just do that.
Alright, so where is it again? Hunt Haven Forest Metalheads. So yeah, there's gonna be 30 metalheads in this mission that we're supposed to like hunt down.
What we would have done without a crash was drive to the Haven Forest and then do this mission.
Yeah, exactly. It reminds me, I gotta switch around the camera option because I'm one of the few people who plays the game with inverted camera. I actually have a video on that, why I prefer to play in this very camera style, or with this very camera style. Although it is the opposite from what the console was on the PS2. There was no option to swap around the camera style for Jack 1 and 2. But in the HD remaster on PlayStation 3, they added that in, which is really nice. But yeah, you can speedrun Jack 2 on pretty much any version. You just gotta watch out because all of the releases are their own subcategory. So PS2, PS3, and PS4, although they have like different names on the leaderboards, that's basically what they're designed for, to like keep each game separate from another, keep each version separate from another.
Yeah, every mission, every version has like small but sometimes crucial differences.
Yeah. Especially the PS4 version, although it has been released like quite some time ago by now. You know, it's like, when was it released?
Half a year ago?
That's like a quarter year. I don't know exactly when it was released. Like 4 months, I want to say. Yeah, the game was like released 4 months, but it still has like frame rate issues. Another thing that I find really annoying is that there are only limited input directions. So in the original and like on the original game for PS2, as well as on PlayStation 3, you have a variety of inputs you can do when using the analog control, like the analog sticks. On PlayStation 4 or whatever, they only mapped a certain amount of like directions, and it's really annoying. Like whenever you're doing like a boosted uppercut, for instance, you can see how Jack kind of like snaps into these predetermined directions when doing a slow walk. So it's really annoying. Although you can speedrun the game on PS4, I don't really recommend it unless it's Jack 1 or Jack X. Those run, they don't run too bad. They're actually pretty decent. Oh, this reminds me, I don't have the Dark Bomb now, so I gotta... Yeah, of course. If you were to die here, you know what would happen. Alright, so we finished this mission now, but instead of like restarting and going to the next mission, I'll just warp to the Onin minigame, because that's how the game basically would go in a run. Yeah, I should have like kept the memory card in. Sorry about that. So where is it at? Onin minigame. So there you go. I'm not gonna do that actually. My lovely partner Easy's gonna do that. She's gonna beat the minigame for me. Because apparently people when I was practicing this, they were like, "Nah, Boomer, you suck. Let Easy do it." So here we are. Easy does the mission for me. Yeah, she said she likes the mission, and I never like had too much patience for this. So I was like, let's let her do it. So the way this works is you need to press the buttons that are popping up on the screen. But you can actually like chain together certain buttons. For instance, this whenever there are 2 symbols coming up, you get extra points for hitting them in a row. And what's interesting, you can take these symbols into the next unquote phase. So whenever you hit square last on the next load of symbols that are popping up, there's a square in there. You got to make sure you hit square first, else it's gonna destroy the streak. It's gonna kill off the streak, and you'll get less points. So doing this optimally, you would combine and chain together as many symbols as you can. So like right there, she ended the mission with, or she ended that very section with the triangles, and then she like tries to look for all the triangles in the next load of
In the next wave.
yeah, the next wave, next load of symbols that are popping up. No misses so far. Jeez, that's great. When are runs? Never? Oh. So there, she finished with the square, and then she like tried to finish, like she tried to start with square. Yeah, I am without words. You actually finished. Oh man. Alright. Yeah, from here on out, this is where the game would continue as intended before I like hard locked. There's a smart def warp we can do here. Unfortunately, we don't have the skull gems anymore, so we gotta like watch out. Because there is one fight coming up that I would have usually have it for, but it's not that terrible if we don't have it. So now we gotta go back to the place that we were just at. There's actually another like def warp we can do here. Just hover in there. Oop. Hover in there. Turn the camera around a little bit, and it's gonna like warp you into the next area, possibly. Yeah, there you go.
Leaving city safe zone.
But yeah, also coming back to what people were asking in chat, there's no real tutorial on like how to speedrun this game, but there is a guide by Vaser that tells you all of the things you need to get started speedrunning this game. It's a little bit different though. Like it's not a tutorial explaining everything step by step, and I know that's what a lot of people need. But we decided as the Jack 2 community that we don't want anything like that, because there are always new ways of people running the game, and we don't want to like destroy their ideas basically. Like let's say they have something in mind, or hypothetically they would like to run the game in a certain way, that would like completely destroy it if we were to tell them, oh, this is how you do it, this is how you do it. So yeah, there's no tutorial, but I really recommend just like watching a run. Currently Sikinar has the world record for the PlayStation 2 system for any percent if you want to learn that. And I think Vaser, XT Vaser, has the world record for all missions. I recommend giving the PlayStation 2 runs a watch, because they are theoretically the best in terms of movement and strats. But I actually have the world record for PlayStation 3, since the times that I have are just like faster. This reminds me, actually, like if the boards were to be combined, I would not have the record for PlayStation, or not generally, I wouldn't have the record for all missions, because my time is like 2 or 3 minutes slower than the PS2 record. Pretty crazy. So shoutouts to Vaser and Sikinar, to everyone who's running this game, by the way. Yeah, really cool peeps, really supportive. But yeah, make sure to check out the record for PS2, because that's usually the most optimal, the best run basically. Because the fastest run doesn't mean the best run, right?
Yeah, and this mission is the mission where any percent in quotation marks starts.
Yeah.
Because there is a way to get into this level really, really early, and by glitching into levels early, you can skip a lot of missions. And
yeah, the way this works is when you hit an end trigger of a mission, although you aren't like supposed to be on that mission, it's gonna give you the what. Oh, okay, I got the error to load here. Yeah, the way this works is in any percent you do a percentage warp here. You actually do a skip that's called red barrier skip. You do a yellow barrier skip. And then you skip into Mars Tomb. And there is a way to get into this tomb like early on. And once you hit this cutscene right here, you hit the start trigger of a mission, or like the end trigger of the previous one basically. And that gives you everything that you should have up to that point. And the game just like gives it to you. So it like literally percentage warps you up to that point.
yeah. So what you see now is basically any percent.
Yeah. Yeah, what's also interesting, like a certain part of our missions is just the 80% route, because it's just so set. Like we aren't able to break these missions. We aren't to break the order of the missions when, you know, doing it. It's really weird to explain. There are a lot of ways to skip things. There are actually like 2 percentage warps that bring you like up to this point, or the one brings you a little bit further. Not further, but like a little bit later. Earlier? Yeah. Percentage warps you to like a lower percentage, basically. But it's still pretty close to where we are right now.
Do you need the tombstone patterns?
Yeah, need the tombstone patterns now. And right here, instead of doing the tomb as intended, we're just gonna go here. That's low 8, isn't it? Low 7? Alright, I'll try out low 7. Yeah, it's low 7. It's low 7. Alright. So what this is a music puzzle. It's like a memory game, you know, where you flip over these cards that are on the floor. You flip them over. And then if they match, they like go back into the floor, into the ground.
And using precise jumps, you can punches, not jumps. You can actually trigger two tombstones at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, the tombstones, they have 6 different patterns, but they're all set, and they can spawn in like different orders, or not different orders, but what's it called? They can, yeah, they spawn a single pattern, but what pattern it spawns, what pattern they are, is random. It's not too terrible if I would have died there, but pointless time loss, really. So for this final, I always want to say final boss for some reason. For this fight, you want to like shoot these bombs towards him, and you can actually get in an extra bomb if you do it properly. But sometimes they blow up before he even before they reach him. The extra bomb, that is.
Yep, per phase you need to hit him 4 times, and it's possible to hit him 5 times per phase. And if you hit him 5 times, the next hit in the next phase is gonna deal double damage, so it's saving you a bit of time.
Usually in all missions, you aren't, like, you can just kill him in the final phase pretty fast using the Dark Bomb. But since I lost that earlier due to the hard lock, not going for that then. Since I lost that earlier with the hard lock, I'm not gonna be able to... Huh? 9? Alright, yeah. I was just about to say, since I lost like the Dark Bomb earlier, I can't like do that actually anymore. And it's not looking well. The spots he like shoots the bombs into is random, and I just like messed up. What the fuck? Yeah, Praxis is like a... It's not a run killer, but he can just be a real asshole and mess up your run. Well, it is a run killer, like that. Yeah. Alright. One more bomb. Oh, yeah. If he's too far to the left or to the right and he shoots a bomb, there's a chance it will blow up mid-air. And that is what just happened. Can we end this now? Whoa! Yeah, it's not over, Praxis. Alright, there we go. Jeez. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this is where like Act 3 kind of starts. And from here on out, we're following the 80% route. Although there is like a single thing we do differently. Actually, yeah, this is like 2 or 3 things, but they're very minor in 80% compared to all missions. But yeah, from here on out, I'm following the 80% route. Since the orders, or the order we're doing the mission in is like a set route, there's no way to break them, even in 80%. We haven't found a way to like get more sequence breaks than Mars Tomb Skip. Like Mars Tomb Skip is the one that we're using the most. So if anyone knows anything in chat, by any chance, knowing like a warp or something that we don't know about, let us know. So right here, once again, I'll do a Death Warp.
Saves a bit of time and refills your health.
Exactly.
Do we have some time for some donations?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We've got a $10 donation from Bible Thumb saying, "I'm here for you, Boomer."
Thank you.
$10 from Waves. Boomer crushing the game per usual. Kappa. $6 from Nissy Boy. Hey, Geschlossenex. Looking hot today.
Thank you.
And a $20 donation from Mr. Patch with a German commentary for the German restream.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you for all the donations. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I would also like to remind everyone that we are somewhat close to the 6K. Could we maybe reach that at the end of the stream? That would be awesome. So get your donations in now.
Alright, this mission is a real pain casual, but abusing the hover actually not that bad. Gotta be doing a little ricochet over here off of that pipe. And I'll now go into the infamous boomer cage, because I'm the only one who goes in here. I like that a lot. It's pretty consistent, the way I do it. And due to a comparison I made, it's even faster than the record on PS2. Take that. Anyhow. Oof. Yeah, what's up with the movement? Getting stuck on everything, that's annoying. Yeah, you got the hover though. That's all that matters here. I'm gonna be restart warping into a new mission. We're supposed to talk to the glass on the minimap. We're supposed to go to the Hip Hawk and talk to crew to get this mission, but we can't just restart warp into it.
Quiet, here comes Pretty.
Yeah, watch out, here comes Pretty Boy.
Okay, let's do this.
Maybe he's talking about you, Gesh.
Maybe.
Maybe. Gotta say, you are looking pretty good today.
Thank you. Kappa Pride.
Kappa Pride. Do we have to? Yeah, I'm gonna watch out for them. There's gonna be some enemies spawning here. I'll watch out for them to spawn.
Why don't you make yourself useful?
They're crawling down the wall. Nothing spawned there. Gotta go over here then. Oh. It's really convenient. These guys usually look to where the enemy is gonna spawn.
You got an itchy trigger finger. Way to go. This is where I come in.
Do it, Jinx. Cover your ears.
You mean cover your ass? Fire in the hole!
Alright. Usually you're supposed to walk away from this, but eh.
You better keep your head down.
You can actually hold down R1 and start up your Walking Fury, kill these guys off, and if you do it properly, you're gonna skip a couple of enemies that would usually spawn behind you, and that saves a bit of time.
Punch glitch again?
Yeah, punch glitch. Back at it again. But see, that's the thing that I was talking about. The only thing that really messed up my run so far wasn't even punch glitch. It was literally the game. It's hard locking, so it's not even punch glitch's fault. So although it is a concern, it's not that big of a concern in my opinion. And really the loads make up for punch glitch in terms of version differences.
Yeah, in long runs, all missions, you can save minutes from
Just loads,
just
yeah.
using the PS3.
Awesome. Interestingly, or something that I really enjoy about this game, they're basically reusing levels from previous missions. But I want to say they do that in a really nice manner. These are the sewers we previously drained. Although we know what they look like already, up here is where you could hover up to, and this is all the way on the left. There is where we killed the turret early on in the run. It's actually really cool. I like stuff like that. It's the same level, but it changes over and over again. Doesn't stay the same. Yeah, I'm gonna be switching over to this gun over here. We want to have a little bit of leeway when it comes to yellow ammo. So using up the blue here is fine. Hearing Ma getting hit there. That should be fine. Yeah. Around 50 ammo is pretty okay-ish. If you go too fast here, the mission can actually, like, fail. Because you're getting out of the range, and the game thinks you're too far behind, but you're not. Just gotta teabag on Mar's head. Statue of Mar. They're gonna blow that up and get the crystal out of the thing. That was, like, on his staff, basically. Anyhow. Another restart warp puts us back to the beginning. It's real nice.
It's good to see you still alive.
Seal off the area. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa.
Alright, off to Torn.
Yeah. Whoa.
Apparently, Guy has a new mission for us. Ugh. Yeah, the terrain in this game can be really annoying, but it's all a matter of, like, playing around it. Jumping into those spots. Kind of want to jump. Alright, here. Gotta kill some bomb bots. I think that's the first time we see them in this game, isn't it? I don't think we've seen them any earlier.
But we see them a lot more in the third game.
Yeah. Yeah, in Jak 3, these are way more common. You can get stuck under them and shoot and spin. I killed them off pretty fast, as you just saw.
Yeah, we can use punches and gunshots to damage them at the same time, so
Yeah.
they'll die really quick.
Out of safety, I'll wait for this guy to blow up and pick up a little bit of ammo here. Because the blues I need, the yellows I need. You need around like 40 ammo to kill off a guy, or to kill off a bomb bot. Oop. Okay. Right. So I'll try to park this zoomer over here. And if I'm lucky, it's not gonna shoot it. Alright, still there, but the zoomer that was right over here is a little bit faster to pick up, so I'll just get that.
Nice shooting, my boy. Good work, Jack.
Nice shooting, my boy! Oh! Yes, it's Jak 2. They're all yelling, it's crazy, like, jeez. I mean, to be fair, we were just running around with a gun in our hands, so I guess they're good to go. They have the right to yell.
Now the second of the 3 races is coming up. It's called the Dexter race, since you're only racing with Dexter.
Yeah, Jak and Daxter, they get, I don't know, in like the story, they're having a little fight. Not necessarily Jak and Daxter, but Daxter needs to take over for Jak for this race, since, yeah, Jak's like, nah, fam, not into this right now. And yeah, this is the race I was talking about earlier, where Headstrong does these lap skips, are pretty crazy. You would do them the following. Right here, you like slow down a little bit, jump, and if you're lucky enough, and if you boost at the right time, you can jump over. Like you can actually skip a little bit of the driving. By the way, now that I think of it, the hard lock I had earlier, I don't want to say it's consistent, but I did have that happen several times in all missions. But not just on PlayStation 3, it's also happened on PS2 and 4 as well.
And 4 as well.
Yeah, PlayStation 4 has the same thing.
Maybe because the track is still loaded in, and
Maybe.
it kind of messes up the loading zones. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that could be something. Maybe we're just going too fast for the game.
Maybe.
And if you have any more donations, you can go for him if you like.
We do have one from Robin with a $4 saying, sharing some of my heart's full, having a good marathon, everyone. Thanks for a generous donation.
Thank you. Appreciate the donation.
Congratulations.
All right, so now that this race is over, and my God, eh? I mean, I love being shared on, but that's too much. All right, so the next part for this run, we will be picking up the Peacemaker. You've seen Sig use the Peacemaker in like earlier missions, in one mission to be exact, the pumping station where we escorted him. It's not going to be as broken as I would like it to be, but the gun will find its use.
Yeah, it's really good for dealing damage to bosses.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Not even flex tape could fix it. Yeah, I'm noticing couch is being damaged as well. Mentally though. Alright. There's a couple of there's a sequence of restart warps here that we do to actually like get further into the level. It just skips a little bit of driving or jetboarding. And then right here, instead of like going there, yeah, I may have messed up. I did mess up. You can actually hover there, like to the Peacemaker, and yeah, allows you to pick it up a little bit easier in theory, faster, not easier. Oh, what? Nice game, nice game. Yeah, anything's possible in this. What? That audio.
The course record.
All right. So right here, I'm gonna be picking up all of these boxes.
Fortunately, we don't have to do a Peacemaker gun course.
Yeah. And here, coming up is one of the worst missions for casuals. I've seen people sit on this mission for several hours. It was like, as a runner, it's really tough to, you know, to watch that. People like just genuinely trying for 8 hours to beat this, and then they're not getting anywhere.
The infamous arrow race.
You know, it's the infamous arrow race. It's really not that terrible. Like, all you gotta do is get good. I'm sorry, but like, that's all you gotta do here. Just practice the thing a little bit. Learn how to like drive around corners. Go off of the gas a little bit and like slow down. And one thing that a lot of people like overlook, you can actually press R1 or L1 to jump. And you can jump around corners like that. You can like lean into corners. And by pressing R1 or L1 a whole bunch allows you to go faster around those corners. So abusing that, the race is really not that terrible. But yeah, again, it always breaks my heart whenever I see like a casual streamer trying to beat this, and they're like, nah, I can't get this. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. And then you never see them again.
Yeah,
playing Jack, that is.
what makes it harder is...
Alright, so, hold on. Yeah, I just missed the ring. And if that happens, I gotta finish the race ringless. You can actually beat the race without collecting any other ring once you missed one. Or actually you don't even need to collect a single ring at all. You just gotta make sure you're not hitting any other ring from here on out. If that's happening, you gotta like restart the entire race, and that's obviously something you don't want to be doing. But Errol is getting really close. It's getting really close, and oof, what am I doing?
Yeah, he's getting closer because every ring gives you a small speed boost. And yeah, if you're doing ringless, you are not getting any speed boosts.
Are you telling me, now that I was just bragging about how well I can do this and how good I am at it, I'm messing this up? Are you serious? Oh, yeah, it certainly looks like it though. But yeah, this does cost you a bunch of time. Maybe get stuck there. Oh! All right. Thank you, game. Appreciate it. Oh my. By the way, the cutscene right there, unquote cutscene, where the like the communicator popped up and Daxter was saying, or no, it's not Daxter, it was actually like the comm system itself talked to me. I was like, you achieved the gold record. And in addition to that, Daxter talking to me that these are precursor orbs and I should pick them up. This is actually why I didn't get gold in the that's why we aren't going for any more than the points we really need in those practice thingies like the blaster course, the scatter course, and the jetboard training basically. So right here you remember this place possibly, and to my left there is the Titan suit. It's a really bulky device that we were supposed to use, but let's not, and let's just jump into the final trigger for this. And yeah, that's done. You can even see how the Titan suit stands there, and it's like, use me. You don't need to use it anymore. Right here, I am about to do a oh yeah, never mind. I'm not doing that. I suppose I dropped my hover for some reason. I did want to do a thing that's called Ghost Town, and it deloads basically the entire city, or rather, it loads up a half-loaded city where there are no pedestrians, no lag as well, especially on PS2.
No zoomers.
No zoomers, no pedestrians, nothing. There's like only the it's only the city that's there and a couple of selected like buildings basically. For instance, Onen's hut would be there in a ghost town, and ideally you would want to have that ghost town up until you get to Onen, and then from there out it's gonna spawn the normal version back in once you hit that cutscene at Onen's place. You'll see a second, you'll have a second chance at seeing the ghost town later on. It's not going to be for too long though. We're just going to be abusing that for a little bit. Also, right here, I am doing the yellow barrier skip. This is what you would do in any percent to get into this section. But it's like a tiny bit faster to actually... if you don't have Ghost Hunt up, this is what you could do. You could do the yellow barrier skip and get to Onen this way. Oh my god. It's like they're having a meeting in front of Onen's hut. It's like, alright guys, let's meet up at this old lady place. It's another death warp here. You're actually going to be seeing the same death warps over and over again, because, yeah. Obviously, we got to go from A to B several times, or from one place to another, and doing so, it requires us to go through the same areas. And then here's another death warp. Right. So here we got a or we got the life seed. Now we gotta protect Samos. Which you may remember from Jak 1. And with the life seed we got from the previous mission where we went there, not Ghost Town, what was it called? It's not Wasteland. Where we skip using the Titan suit. We got like the life seed, and in this mission we are supposed to like defend him, and we're actually gonna defend him. Doing missions as intended, stance game. All right. Yeah. What's interesting about this part, you can restart warp to him once you get off of the platform. But you can also restart warp back to the beginning. And you gotta like pick your poison. Which one do you want to do? You can only do one, but not both of them.
This mission is really good for collecting any ammo, since most of the guards drop ammo if they die.
So what's really interesting, this game gives you any sort of ammo you need. Like let's say you're full on yellow ammo, you will see that the game is going to start giving me other ammo. Like right now I have 200, and when I start killing them with like punches and kicks, it's going to give me Peacemaker ammo. And that's because I'm missing Peacemaker ammo. So it's going to be Peacemaker ammo all over the place now. And this guy doesn't even drop anything. It's because I'm like full on ammo. You want to make sure you shoot off these flying guys. Can be pretty annoying. Can do a whole bunch of damage to you as well.
In this mission you mostly run from left to right and clear all the guard waves.
Just gotta watch out a little bit with my ammo. Yeah, it's looking decent. Just want to make sure you have enough at the end of this mission. Because if you don't, you may struggle in like upcoming missions. So right here is where I do the restart warp, puts me back to the platform where I came from. And then from there, just do a little punch back and hop back onto it. And here's where you get to see the mission. Not the mission, Ghost Town. Ghost Town I was talking about earlier. On PlayStation 3, this is really easy. And the loads are so disgustingly fast. It's good. I love it. So you do a couple of hovers here, and then just go down here. On PS2, you would need to do like a certain amount of hovers to stay in air and make this load. It's really tricky, but PlayStation 3, just, you know, a couple of hovers, boom, got it. And then it's another quick death warp over here. I went around that like little area over to the plants to make sure this area is spawned. Because if it's not spawned, then yeah, I couldn't do the death warp into this area. Anyhow, almost like with the lurker mission we had going on earlier, here the lurker mission is actually going to be considered the second mission, or rather, we're going to have a mission open in the background. Because we will be driving not to where the lurkers are, but instead to the next mission. And then if we don't die in that very mission, excuse me, in the two missions that are coming up, we can simply, once we're back in the city, restart warp to, we can simply restart warp back to the lurker mission and just start it all over. Saves around a minute of driving. If I don't get it, I will need to be... I need to do the so-called drive of shame. But yeah, dying in one of the next missions is usually a run killer as well, because it does lose like a minute or so. Alright. The first part's actually not that hard. Just gotta hover up here. And this is another great example of games having their end really close to the beginning. And there you go. It's mission number 1. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, especially the next mission, the drill platform mission, is notorious for you dying. So
Like once you do a single mistake, it could mean game over basically. Game over. Could result in you dying in this game. Yeah. So right here, as you're seeing, using a Titan suit, we're going out of bounds a little bit. Yeah, skipping a whole bunch of stuff we were supposed to do with it, but yeah, no need to do that. No need to do that with this lovely skin. But we gotta go back in bounds around here, and then from here we just continue on
as normal.
Yeah, as normal. The skip's around like a minute and 30 of gameplay. It's really nice. So right here, I'll be hitting the switch and I'll be lining. Oh, nice, got it right away. I have like a little lineup where I activate this one switch to the right. Kind of get stuck in between the wall and the lever, or the switch, whatever you want to call it. And like I aim to this other green switch over here. It saves a little bit of time. And yeah, it allows us to progress further. It's also really interesting. You can walk on the fire. You just got to make sure you're not going too far into the fire. And then, as you see, we're taking like no damage. We're walking on the very edge of that platform.
Yeah, and the reason we're actually using the Titan suit to get up this tower is because there are like 6 control panels, or 8 control panels, I don't know.
It's, we'll see in a second.
It's 10.
It's
10
10
control panels you have to destroy to trigger the second part of the mission. And you can't do it without using the Titan suit.
Yeah, just earlier, like I went up here for the memes, just tried to see what I could do up here without the Titan suit, and yeah, like nothing was working.
I like how the metalheads just despawn.
Yeah, they despawn really silly. Anyhow, this section, if done properly, almost like the other ones, can look really nice. The jetboard movement's really tight.
Yeah, but in this section you can very easily die, and that results in a walk of shame, drive of shame. I'm sorry.
Nice. Yeah, that was good. Good job. And since elevators are dumb, yeah. I guess I'm not that dumb. Elevators are still dumb, because we're going to hover that up. And skip the cutscene here. Wait for the communicator to go away. And I go into the portal. And yeah, that allows us to now do the restart warp.
Since we didn't die.
Yep. Back in Haven. Restart.
Yeah, this restart warps takes us to the beginning of the lurker mission, so that's why we skip a lot of driving.
At this point, it's not too bad if you don't pick up a zoomer right away. Just gotta make sure, as you're getting closer, you want to pick up any vehicle of sort. I'll just take this one for now.
Yeah, and you want a zoomer that is already driving in the direction you want to go.
Yeah, exactly. Else you need to make a turn with the thing you got. Also, the one that I have right here is not the optimal one. You want to pick up a small zoomer, the fast one. All right. If I've done this right, should be able to. Yeah, nice. He's gonna walk in by himself. I'll also switch to vehicles here. So as you can tell already by the speed, this one's a lot faster. There was just nothing around at the time. So you gotta get one at least, else the lurker's not gonna follow you. There's not too much to say about this right now, so if you have any donations, you can easily go for them.
Yes, we do have one from Good Iron, from Good Ron with $5, saying thanks for an awesome event. Thanks to you.
Thank you. Yeah, if you have any donations you want to get in, or tell me something, say something to the lovely people on couch, just get the donations in. Be glad to hear them. You can tell Geschlossen how sexy he looks today.
You can if you want.
Also, shout out to Ratchet & Clank. This mission can go terribly wrong, by the way. I don't even want to mention it, because I'm pretty sure, now that I've mentioned it, it's gonna go terribly wrong. But, oh yeah, no, that's alright. Yeah, the lurker can actually fall into the water, but using a couple of alignments or a couple of setups, it's very unlikely that that's gonna happen. Oh, okay. Alright then, sure.
If the lurker does actually fall into the water, the mission instantly fails, and
Yep.
you have to do it all over again.
As usual, good old Jack. Jack 2, that is. Yeah. Usually you're supposed to take like the zoomer here, but yeah. Didn't want to get another one. Didn't see anything walking around there. Oops, sorry. So here's Class 1 race, that's the final race. Last of them all. There's potentially something really funny that you might be able to see. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I can't make it happen either, it's just gonna happen or not. It's gonna be hilarious though. Yeah, some more racing, more driving around. So if you're into driving around in any speed game, this might be something for you. Jack 2, all missions. Oops. Ugh.
And just like with every of the 3 races, five laps, and it takes around 2 minutes. That's one special thing about the races, that all of the races take around 2 minutes if done properly.
Well, now that we have the lap skips for Class 2, a really good Class 2 race takes 1:30. I think the record is actually by Headstrong, and it is 1:30 or 32 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I need to like take a look at the timer, like at the times actually, to know exactly. But yeah, 1:30 for the previous race is a decent time. So it's a very good time actually, not decent. And it's gonna happen. Ah, damn it. Sometimes when you're going really fast and the AI is just being really slow, they can all get stuck in that very, like, what's it called? Like, passage I was going through, and they can all blow up. I had it happen so that only one driver was left one time. It was really hilarious. Oh! Nah, Sha. Nah, it didn't work, unfortunately. I thought I was gonna hear some explosions. Apparently I was wrong. Alright, so
Oh my god.
yeah, you know what? I'll just die here real quick. It doesn't matter that much, anyways. As soon as you're getting out of the race, the guards are chasing you because in the story, Jack like won the race and like Errol killed kind of himself, I guess. He's gonna come back in Jack 3 though. Spoilers. Yeah. The guards are chasing you like crazy, and you just gotta make sure you're not getting hit. But sometimes they're just stun locking you, and you can't even get out of it. So that's what happened right there. There is like another like wanted level basically that is specifically made for this section right there. From what I know, that's how it works. The game also has like wanted levels. Do you want to explain? Do you want to explain them? Because I think you know more about them than I do.
Sure. There are two separate wanted levels. One wanted level is like having 1 star, then the guards will chase you and will only attack you with their like electric strike from their weapon, and no guard ships are chasing you. But if you proceed to kill more guards or more pedestrians or guard ships, then you'll trigger the second wanted level, like having 2 stars in GTA, and then guards will fire at you with their blasters, and the guard ships are gonna chase you and going to try to crash into you. And after the mission we just finished, the race, there is like a secret third wanted level where even more guard ships are chasing you.
Alright, we won a card. We won a visit to the Baron's Palace. And yeah, that's it. That was the Baron's Palace we just visited. It's actually really interesting. Once again, the end of the mission is very, very, very close to the start. And abusing that, we can actually do a quick hover over a wall, and we just, you know, go from the start of the mission to basically the end in a really short amount of time. And once we've done that, we do like I go back into the elevator, and from there I do a restart warp, and that puts me back down. Saves a bunch of time compared to like actually exploring the palace. Alright, coming up is the War Factory. And this requires a pretty precise hover. I didn't get the angle just right. It's actually not that precise, but requires a hover that will take us to the end.
You need special black clearance for
It's
this
the
door.
longest hover in the game.
Probably the longest, yeah. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? You can actually like take a look at the map as well when you're running this, but it's like slow. You gotta open the menu and like take a look at it. And here we just went from the start of... Ouch. We just went from the start of the mission basically all the way to the end using that hover. Yeah, watch out now. Yeah, this one likes to get stuck back there. Alright, and here we're doing another restart warp that will bring us back up and also refill our health. To start off the fight, I'm collecting these boxes to my right with the jet board. Yeah, with the hoverboard, with the jet board. Because later on, when I shoot those boxes, that's specific to the crew fight, they will come back to me flying. It's really crazy. So whenever you see me get ammo out of nowhere, that's probably what just happened. I just got some ammo by shooting these boxes all over there. So what you got to do here, the boss has a couple of faces. Yeah, gonna snipe that. Ooh, so cool looking. So here's where the Peacemaker ammo comes in. Oops. Ideally, you want to shoot these guys off of the stage, because I killed some instantly instead of requiring 2 shots.
Yeah, this part of the boss you always want to be moving, since sometimes you can't see where the clones are coming from.
Yeah, they can come from behind. They can spawn from behind even. Where are you at? Oh, got him. Alright. Alright, yeah, I gotta watch out here now. If I get hit 2 more times by these guys or once more by crew, I gotta do the entire fight all over again. And that's a really annoying fight to do since it takes so much time. Ideally, you don't want to punch into these guys, you want to punch away from them. But, yeah, I did want to go over to these ammo crates, pick up some more ammo. What's happening? Ah, here he is.
Now I have you.
Alright, crew. Alright. I'm like really low on that ammo. Peacemaker ammo. I'm also really low on health. So I have like 2 health left, but that should be fine. Gonna do a safe warp later on. Safe warp. Oh, Death Warp in a mission. And here's another mission that I really don't like, so I'll just hand over the controller to Easy. Interestingly though, you can hit the trigger of the mission from outside. And just do it this way. And yeah, this is a quick mini game. It's called the Metalhead Mash. And you gotta mash the metalheads by pressing the button that relates to the position on the screen. So yeah, the right side of the analog stick is the right side on the screen. So the upper part of the right side is triangle, circle, X, and square in a quarter circle movement. And then left side obviously is D-pad, left, right, up, down, and stuff. Left, right, down. No, up, right, down, left. There you go.
Yeah, you have to reach like 1.5k points to finish the minigame.
Isn't it even like 1.4? 1.4, I think. Oh. I don't even know. Like, I just do this until I have all the points I need. I don't even care. I know that it takes around 2 minutes, including the time you need to take, or the time it takes to get to this mission takes around like 2 minutes or so. So I want to say like 1 minute and 30 to finish this off. It's not too terrible. Alright, you did it. Thank you. Yeah. It can actually happen that the game crashes right there. Even on PlayStation 3, it happens a lot less on PS3, but can still happen. Just recently had a run that was on sub 1 pace. This is the one thing that everyone's kind of looking for these days in terms of any percent for this game. Trying to get a sub 1 run, but it's pretty tough. Anyhow, we're going to be doing underport skip here, which allows us to skip the entirety of underport. Well, not the entirety, but one part of underport, where you're supposed to take the Titan suit and like go to Sig. I gotta find Sig with the Titan suit and underport, but we just go to where we would find Sig on foot. A little bit more convenient. I'll actually die here real quick since I'm on 1 health and I don't want to like get hit.
Can't shoot it. Someone else will. You do something with those blocks. Did you hear something?
Alright. Yeah, in this cutscene that I just skipped, there is a there's a metalhead centipede coming out of the wall, and you just gotta like run away from it for now. Ooh, okay, well. Yeah, the roll jump didn't work out as I wanted it to. It's not too terrible though. Oh. Yeah. It's very awkward that they gave you this camera right here. It's really silly. I don't know why they did that. Like, why would you want to introduce like a new mechanic like very late into the game? It's not even a mechanic. It's just very unusual from the normal play. Oh my god.
That was close.
That was really close. Almost fell off. But yeah, I want to say this is the first time that the camera even like is in that very position. It's kind of silly that they do that in an area with like no checkpoints.
No time to celebrate.
Little checkpoints at least.
Punch glitch.
Yeah, punch glitch. By the way, here's like a really consistent spot to get punch glitch. So I try not to punch as much as on the port. Right, he says and proceeds to punch.
Yeah, this mission is a nightmare, casually.
Yeah, like take a look at the camera angle. It makes it really awkward to like jump around. I would imagine if you were actually in like first person, it wouldn't even for third person. Like you were like this entire time. I don't even think it would be that terrible, but it's just
it would be super easy.
yeah. But it's really just a camera angle that's making this so awkward. All right.
This is Kira. Thanks for getting the artifacts, guys.
Hey, Kira, you're welcome.
The time map had a bunch of old coordinates in it. Come see me at the stadium.
All right, I want to pick up that zoomer here, because this drive we're about to do is pretty heckin' long. So, if there's any donations, be a good chance to read them out.
Sadly, we don't have any donations
Come on,
right
guys.
now, but I would like to encourage everyone to get maybe to the milestone of 6K and get some donations in. And yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We're pretty close. Only like 600 left. I'll get those donations in. So the city right now is in the fighting state, or invasion state, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, metalheads ran over, or are actually running over the city, and all the guards are fighting them. The pedestrians are running away and stuff like that. It's really cool. Spend a bunch of time in this area, in the state of the city. It's really fun. I'm sure you did as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially as a kid. I had a separate save file
For just the state.
for this invasion state to
Nice.
mess around and kill metalheads.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like, you were exploring these areas, the city itself, this entire, like, playthrough, or speedrun in this case. And all of a sudden, the metalheads are there, and you gotta like, fight them. As a kid, that was, like, really fun. Yeah, yeah. Sadly, we aren't going to participate in the fighting in the streets of Haven City. We're going to actually help to solve the problem all along. So here, you're wondering why there are two Samuses. It's because Jack 2 plot. It's a pretty messed up. At the end of Jack 1, you find a time machine. You go back into the future. Wait a second. Yeah, the plot's really messed up. I have a hard time explaining it right now, but basically there are two versions of each character in this game. Yeah, two Samuses. Well, not two Kiras, I believe, but two Jacks. Two Jacks as well. Yeah, true. But we're playing the same Jack like all this time. The little child we saved at the very beginning of the run, or even the one that we escorted, that's us, but in like small.
Spoilers, by the way.
Spoilers, yeah. Sorry. I mean, come on, this game's like, how old? If you haven't played this by now, it's like your own fault.
2002, maybe? Or 3? I'm not quite sure.
Didn't it turn 15 as of late? Yeah, I think it. Yeah, this game's like 15 years old. If you haven't played this by now, what have you done? You're doing something wrong. You should play this. It's a really fun game. It's like really is a gem of the PlayStation. Yeah, PlayStation generally. All right.
Check. Core. Construction.
Ooh.
Site.
All right. Ooh, okay. Here we're gonna take this guard zoomer. It's really nice in this like very last phase of the city, or not phase, right? In the state of the city where all these metalheads are flying around. You can just metalheads. While these metalheads are on the floor fighting the guards, you can just pick up any zoomer you like without alerting the guards. Really, is really cool. So I always picked up this zoomer right here. Always liked that a lot. Felt really nice to drive around with it. Oops.
This is actually one of the last drives we're gonna have to do.
Yep. There's only gonna be jetboarding from here on out.
Yeah, next we have to go to the construction site and trigger a cutscene. But especially the construction site is very notorious for crashing your game. So on really good runs, you try to go a little bit smaller going into the level, because that seems to make the hard locks less likely.
Oh, I was exactly at 1 health, so the guy got me. Oh, sorry. So here we are. We're not gonna go in though, because that's boring. We're just gonna wait for it to open up itself. And in here, I'll do a quick restart warp, because I am on only 1 health. And restart warping here, you can actually like walk back out. It's pretty fast. And it also refills your health. And if you were to get hit here, it saves you like lose a little bit of time. It's very unlikely, and you're gonna be doing a death warp here anyways. But yeah, extra health, being on full health, it's always a little bit better, I'd say. So here we are close to the end. Gonna hover over to this huge cannon that we're gonna power with the stone that we fought the Baron for. And in here, we're gonna go to the final boss, which is actually the guy at the very start of the run that you've seen, Core, the dude we defended. And I'll actually show you a neat little trick that you can do. It's not usually like done in runs, but you can go out of bounds and fight the guy. You don't even like need to hover for that. And you can just shoot him from up here. It's a really like easy strat to do. And like when I was like first starting my runs, that's exactly what I did. It's not the fastest to do, but oh shit. Oh, what's that guy doing up there?
Yeah, you can get hit if you jump.
Yeah, if you jump you can get hit, but if you don't jump like that, it's not that terrible. Yeah, you can't do anything. Yep, doesn't hit us. Nope. I'm sorry. The poor boss. Can't do anything about this. Like, he's trying. Nope. And almost getting close to time here. End time. Thanks, guys. Yeah, let's jack 2 on missions. It's really fun. It's a really fun speed game. Personal belief here, I want to say that Jack 2, as of right now, is like the most fun. Especially Jack 20% is like the funnest, the most fun category to run out of like all the games. My opinion, of course. But yeah, if you want to pick this up, make sure to check out speedrun.com/jack or jack2, and you will be able to get a link to the Jack and Daxter community Discord, speedrunning community Discord, and yeah, you can pick up all the strats, learn the game, stuff like that.
It's you. I mean, it's
But actually, I'm gonna be showing off something real quick if I can.
Ah, grub roots. Talk about being in the wrong time at the
All right, right there, just heard a little beep.
Hey kid, you take care. Oh, and trust me on this.
And another
Stay
one.
away
And what just happened is we actually found a debug mode for this game as of late. You can slow down cutscenes. By the way, the small kid right there that's us. This is so silly. Oh my god. This is great. You can do a lot more with it though. If you slow down a cutscene like 100% or 10% or whatever, you can even like enter the cutscene itself. So now we have 3 Jacks. And look at his eyes. They're really messed up. Didn't know Dark Jack was a thing in this cutscene. Anyhow, let's move on with the cutscene.
The more you think about it, the more it hurts the head. I'll take good care of the
Alright, we'll go with him. See ya.
Don't worry.
Oh, where are we at?
I'll be back in time for this.
Alright, I have no idea where we are. What's also really cool, you can go into free cam mode if you like. So here we are. That's not free cam actually. Gotta skip the cutscene. And this is the free cam mode, you can mess around with that as well. Can I fly around in free cam? It's really interesting. I have a video on that on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. Also, really interesting. Yeah, come on. Just gotta sell out at once. Also, there's a... there's also a little Jack flying around in the actual fight. In case you were wondering what this is up here, it's actually your boy Jack, the small one. Yeah, it doesn't look too good though. Poor kid. Give him some water. Anyhow, there's one thing I want to show real quick. Yeah, the debug mode thing is a little bit tricky. There we go. Anyhow, you can go to any part of the game you'd like to. And I'm going to show you something really cool that has been found quite some time ago. But and not a lot of people know about. And that is that there is a secret orb on the port itself. Usually there are 286 orbs in this game, but using this neat little trick, the debug mode, you can also do this with just the hoverboard if you really wanted to. You could like hover out of bounds. But once you escort it, or once you use the what's it called? Once you use the Titan suit and you are close to Sig, you can actually like go back into the room that you came from, and over here onto the right there is a secret precursor orb that is in the game, and that anyone can like pick up if they really wanted to. Just kind of like get out of the free cam mode, and yeah, here it is. That's the secret precursor orb. So technically there's 287 orbs in this game.
These precursor orbs are worth a lot now.
Yeah.
We might find a few hidden around, or get some doing difficult tasks.
That
We'll
one
be
is
able to
especially
buy stuff
hidden.
with 'em.
Yeah, that one's really well hidden. So if you're gonna find this in your casual playthrough, yeah, good job. I respect you for that. Also, I might be able to end this with a really nice looking hardlock, because you can also make the Titan suit fly. There's also the section that we just skipped earlier. If it's gonna go well, might be able to skip everything. Might be able to crash the game. Doesn't look like it. I had it happen that when I went up here, like crashed the game entirely. Apparently, it doesn't want to work right now. But yeah, this is Jack 2 All Missions, and thanks for watching. Really appreciate it.
Now this has been a fantastic Jak 2 run from Boomer, and now we're going to be setting up for our next game, which is Wings Club 80% on the PC run by racers, so stick tuned.